Good afternoon. I am Joe Honk. Titans general manager John Robinson and head coach Mike Vrabel met with the media earlier today. And yes, A.J. Brown was a topic of conversation. And here is what John Robinson had to say about the wide receiver.
Yeah, we've had some discussions with his reps. When he was here a couple weeks ago, I talked to him and working through that. Not going to get into any details with, contract negotiations. Never have really done that. But we've made it public about how we feel about AJ and how we wanted to be a part of this football team.
And if you are looking to start making those plans for the fall of where and when you'll be watching every single Titans game, the NFL has announced that they will be dropping the 2022 schedule on Thursday, May 12th at 7 p.m. And the series moves to Minnesota as the Grizz and Timberwolves are tied at 1 apiece. Tip-off tonight for their game is going to be at 6:30 on TNT. For all your foundation repair waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Brent Doherty. Beautiful day in the Music City. There was a line said before we started the show by either Ron Slay or Don Davenport. The line was, Yorl, get a grip. It was Ron Slay.
Who would say something?
I was going to say, who says Yorl?
This is true.
I actually would have guessed Don on that. That sounded like a Don comment.
I'm just trying to talk about what's over there, Don, next to the crown. LT 360?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Slay was like, what? Couldn't see it. He's like, what? What are you talking about? Get a grip, Yorl.
Get a grip, Yorl.
So he took mayor to mayoral to Yorl. That's where
right.
we are. And then Don even called me Yorl the other day. Yesterday.
Did.
Don Davenport, all dressed up. Where are you going? What are you doing?
I am going to wear a dress and look like a lady and go.
I mean, Jeff Cook and Sales saw you in the parking lot the other day and didn't recognize you.
Do you know what he said? I waved to him. And then when he saw me in the building.
I only worked with him for like 5 years.
I know. He goes, I didn't recognize you with your hair down and fixed. I'm like, dude, come on. Is it that obvious?
That
it
was
is,
wavy hair day, though.
That was wavy
I
hair
talked
day.
to him about it today. That was
You
wavy
did?
hair day.
That was funny.
I don't know if it was.
Well,
honestly,
he said he
but-
didn't recognize you and that your hair was down. And I was like, was it wavy? He goes, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
So-
yeah, she used to have like naturally straight hair and then she had a baby.
Yeah, so that's a new thing. But
And
yes,
so, using the straightener, that's a process.
it's like
According
hours
to
long
people.
process. Nobody wants to do that crap. No, so I am hosting a beautiful charity event tonight. It is my absolute favorite here in town. It's called Rally on the Runway. And it is a fashion show with our Rally kids who are fabulous children who are currently undergoing cancer treatment. And they get to walk the runway with the most giving, big-hearted Titans around. So Kevin Byard and his wife Clark are the co-chairs. I don't know if you guys remember, Jarrell Casey and his wife used to take hold of this event.
Yes.
And when he left, he passed it on to Kevin Byard. So Kevin and Clark have done a phenomenal job of chairing this event. And obviously with COVID, you have kids with weakened immune systems who have not, who during COVID, you want to protect them. So we haven't had this event in 2 years.
Right.
We did kind of a virtual thing, and then it's back this year, which is really exciting. So, there are measures in place to protect the kiddos. But so there's going to be a bunch of Titans there walking the runway with these amazing, amazing kids. So Taylor
QB1
Lewan's
gonna be
going to
there?
be there. Possibly.
Possibly. You hear that, Slay?
Uh-oh.
Ron Slay in the house.
Exciting.
Hey, I'm in the building.
Be in the building.
Believe I'm in the building.
Believe be in the building.
Ready.
Everybody's ready.
In the building.
Hang on the roof.
Time for the show.
Slay, you got anybody you want to punch out?
Yes, I most definitely do.
Punch out.
Yeah. Nah, I don't want to punch him.
I
Bless out. I want to bless him out.
Okay.
Mike Tyson.
Not him. Most definitely.
We good, Mike. Just in case you're
That was
listening,
a
we're good.
quick clarification.
No, most
Producer
definitely
Joe.
not him.
Mike Tyson has been filmed repeatedly punching a man in the face on a plane after being provoked. He posted this on Facebook back in 2020. Social media made y'all way too comfortable with disrespecting people and not getting punched in the face for it. That made me think, like, do people want to take a run at Mike Tyson to just say they've been hit by the champ?
They're going to get hit by him. And here's the evidence.
I mean,
It's kind of like when I say I want to stand in the box against like a major league pitcher because I want to see what 97 miles an hour looks like
No, I'm straight. I know what it looks like. I can see it.
Yeah, I do
on
too.
television.
On TV, I can see it in the stands.
What's the fastest pitch? You play college baseball, huh? What's the fastest pitch you saw, you think?
Well, I'm going to put saw in quotes, but 101.
Whoa.
Was you a catcher, huh?
Yeah, I was a catcher. None of our pitchers threw 101. No, trust me. But no,
didn't know he
the
was a
fastest. Yeah, I finished my career as a catcher, so that's where I transitioned to.
Did you
But
just flip me off? Did y'all see
did
that?
did I flip him off?
Go
I didn't
back
mean
at the
to.
camera and see that.
But the camera's
You
already
kinda-
been swapped to the 3-shot, so
You
y'all
kinda
couldn't see
did
it.
this
Did I
number,
really?
man.
Oh yeah, no, I did do it with this. I did it right there, just like that. Yeah, I'm not on camera, so y'all didn't see it.
That's how we started the show.
Yeah, but no, yes, I finished my
grip,
career
Doral.
as a catcher, but the fastest I ever got in the box against was 101. You hear it more than you see it.
I'm straight on all of it.
But that's just like that, right? Like we were talking about, we had Caleb Plant on one time, and he was like, man, people talk crazy at you at the bar because it's almost like it's like the suicide by cop thing. Like you just want to make a run at the champ.
Yeah, well. Buddy found out on that plane.
Have you seen the videos of Mike Tyson like showing people how to do the uppercut? And he does all the stuff around it, and like how quick he still is. That dude, people don't understand, man. You want to talk about dominant athletes? When that guy was rolling, people weren't making it a minute in the round with him. And I'm not talking about dude at the bar. I'm talking about heavyweight fighters that train all the time getting dropped in 12 seconds.
Bigger than him and everything.
Oh,
Put him to sleep.
he was furious.
We just had somebody call in and says that younger people don't remember Mike Tyson for
It's
the way
true.
that you don't. Like everybody else,
That's a
most
shame.
younger people
Google
just
it.
remember him from The
The
Hangover.
Hangover.
That's a
Yeah.
shame.
That was it.
Google him.
It's a shame.
Young people listening to 3HL right now, Google him.
Oh,
That's
I
a
remember
shame.
where I was when he bit off Holyfield's ear.
I was conflicted on that one. Like, because we all went in on it, and I was just out of college, and we didn't have a whole lot of money, so we all went in on it. I couldn't tell if I was, like, mad that he did that to end that fight or, like,
Happy that you saw history.
yeah,
Yeah.
happy that I saw that man bite that man's ear off.
After he was headbutting him over and over and over.
Yeah. So, anyway, we got a lot to get to today. Big
Tyson
Savagery,
Monster.
Ramon Foster coming up at 3:20. So I was listening to Buck, and he was talking about Deebo Samuel's mom's Insta video, but he didn't play it.
He did not.
And
Asked him
so
why.
I said, I texted him, and we were talking about it, and he goes, "Did y'all play it?" I go, "Well, hell yeah, we ain't journalists."
No, we're not.
I heard a story.
When whoa,
Who is
Buck?
that? Is that the ghost of Buck
Yeah,
trying
Buck, you
to
heard
butt
the
in
story?
our
What?
show?
What you doing?
We just heard a story.
Who was that?
You said a quick uppercut right
Oh,
there.
was that
boy.
the guy from Barstool?
That was the guy from Barstool. I was getting that ready for you. Yes.
Well, no, you should have seen that uppercut I just hit him with.
Yeah, you did. You
You
knew.
did, you did just pop him with an uppercut.
Woo-hoo,
Yes.
it just went on the camera too, boy. Y'all seen it.
You nailed that, Mike.
Can we go back to Buck?
Yeah, that Buck's out of
Go
control.
ahead. Finish your. Is
That was kind of it. I was just like, hey, we
Part
ain't
is over.
journalists, man. And he said he debated whether or not to play it. I said, I did too, but I got overruled by my teammates, and I'm glad that I did
Yeah.
because it was fun.
You did.
Trying to
Well,
figure
Buck
it
was
out.
like, well, I wouldn't play it unless I verified it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Why?
what? Verified what?
Yeah, what you
Like,
yeah,
what
you need?
more do you want?
Yeah, what you need?
No, you can sit here
Verified
and say you don't
Ds.
know. You don't know if that was AJ. You don't know, right?
Right,
Who
yeah.
knows if that was
Who
AJ?
knows?
And that's exactly what we did. We just sat
That's
here
right.
and said, "Oh, it sure does sound like it. It sounds like that's what's happening."
Yep.
But
You
let
can
me
draw your
verify.
own
You
conclusions.
can draw your own conclusion, but I'll verify this for you. That's Deebo Samuel's mom.
There you go.
She's all over the news because they did a big story together. Like, you can physically match Deebo Samuel's mom up with Precious, is her name.
Precious.
Yeah.
Precious.
It's Precious.
Martin.
You go to her Instagram, she has pictures of Deebo tagged.
Yes. And then after that, she actually posted something about, man, y'all are always trying to find something to talk about. I'm like, you have just nailed 3HL right here.
Bingo.
Miss
That was our
Precious.
5 o'clock
Yes.
hour right
Bingo.
there yesterday.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, I gave Buck a hard time on text. I'm like, what do you need to verify?
Hey.
Well, you don't know for sure that's Deebo in the background. Well, no, you're right. You don't physically see him.
None of that matters.
But you can
We
put
play it.
everything together and figure it out.
If you got a brain.
It's called investigation. Dateline.
Oh, man.
Buck,
It was-
watch some Dateline
Listen,
or
dude.
2020.
That was all. We were all up in that investigation
Yes, we
yesterday.
were.
And Slay was even calling timeouts during the audio.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
It was-
stop,
we-
Stop.
Yeah,
Replay.
Pause that, huh?
Rewind.
break it down.
Rewind it 5 seconds right there.
We had to break it down, man.
Here's the deal.
Real.
Does it affect anything that's going on? No.
No, not at all.
It
Good-
doesn't.
Good entertainment.
But it's interesting information,
is.
honestly. And you don't know what's true. You don't know if what Deebo says is true, if what whoever he's talking to says is true. You don't know if the agent is telling his guys
To do-
exactly
yeah.
the truth. We have no idea.
None.
We don't know.
Man, we do. We
But
did what
we
we did.
broke
We
it
had fun.
down.
We had fun. Zapruder film, like back to the left. Yes.
Yes.
So what was our conclusion that we drew from that thing? That that Deebo said, that the agent said, that he was telling his mama, right? That that they were prepared to give AJ $20 million, but that they knew he could get more than that somewhere else.
Yep.
but that they
And
weren't
they
going to
wasn't
pay.
gonna give it. Yeah, they wasn't gonna give it to him.
But that's all sounds about right? I mean,
yeah,
if you want to draw a conclusion.
yeah.
And just from a factual, what is it? I guess like factual stats, assets.
Yeah.
I mean,
Factually.
they would have to figure something out cap space wise anyway. Do you know? I mean,
Sure.
I know you can.
Well,
but
that's why you do the new deal is you
Right.
can make all that in year one guaranteed, and you alleviate some.
Yep.
cap.
Sign bonus.
Adam on YouTube. You can watch Zone TV, Twitter, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Adam writes, Buck said on his show that Babs was his most volatile coworker. It's now verified.
True.
Volatile
But
and
is that verified enough for Buck? I don't
See?
know.
Yeah.
I did hear that part
the
of
like
his
button.
show.
I did
so
not hear that part.
We'll talk about it later. Big Savagery coming up
bunk.
next. We'll ask him about Deebo
That's
and,
just bunk.
and AJ Brown next on 104.5 The Zone.
Bunk. Hey, that guy must get it. You know who else gets it? Graham's Living. Third generation family business that's been serving Nashville for almost 25 years. And let me tell you what they get. Well, they get a whole lot of everything, but they also get that you're looking for luxury lighting. And they have an extensive inventory of that. They also get that maybe you are looking for some stylish hardware options that you can't find elsewhere. They get that and they have that. And here's my favorite part. They have and get beautiful outdoor furniture. And here's the deal. If you have gone shopping for anything right now, you're hearing, hey, this is a massive lead time. Hey, it's going to take 30 weeks to get this in. Well, guess what? Graham's Living has a massive selection of inventory of in-stock and ready to ship items. And that makes them an ideal destination for all your home lighting and outdoor furnishing needs. I know I just went to them. We redid our backyard and needed some furniture. So I sat down with Nick there at Graham's Living and picked everything out. He showed me what they had in stock. He showed me what they could get quickly. And it was an awesome experience. Perk of going there to Graham's Living to get your furniture is their customer service. And Another perk, you shop local, you get free delivery. Free delivery and setup of your outdoor furniture if you live here in the Nashville area. Graham's Living, Tennessee's premier source for on-trend lighting, luxury outdoor living, and stylish hardware. Trust Graham's Living to make your home vision a reality. They're at 244 Cool Springs Boulevard in Franklin, Tennessee. Visit the beautiful showroom and treat yourself to the Graham's Living experience.
Action 24/7 Sports, action247.com. That's the website. Local, bet local. These are the guys that I use. These are the guys that you should use too. Go online and check them out. All of the things that they've got going on, all the promotions they have. And when you get signed up, they'll send you an email that pretty much daily that has some special bet thing they've got going on. And you can check it out by simply signing up. Action247.com, the only local legal sports book in the state of Tennessee. You've got the Memphis basketball team in action tonight in Game 3. You can check them out. Grizz favored by 2. The NHL, Preds got 5 games left. You can dive in as they prepare for the playoffs as well. NASCAR, golf, always fun to pick a driver or pick a golfer and just kind of let the tournament or the race play itself out. Maybe you're like me, you might not necessarily watch the NASCAR race, but if you put ducats down on, I don't know, Kyle Busch, maybe you'll pay more attention. NBA, NHL, again, in full swing right now, and I would love to know what kind of bets you got going, so hit me up on Twitter, at Brent Doherty. Again, action247.com. That is the website. Download the apps on your phone. That makes it easier, especially for live in-game betting. You can do that as well. Action247.com. Gambling problem, call the Tennessee Red Line, 1-800-889-9789. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Tennessee baseball coach Tony Vitello said today he deserved his suspension, but it's not fun to miss games. Said Saturday was fine. Tuesday was miserable. Sunday can't get here soon enough. They're at Florida. The Gators. Chomp, chomp.
Are we back?
Oh, he's back just in time.
Back in.
This guy hates the Gators, too. Ramon Foster joins us. Big savagery from J. Martin Ramon, 6 to 10. Weekdays on 104. What are you doing, Slay?
Dude, I don't know why y'all camera is so clear and mine isn't.
I didn't do it.
Well, I mean, you sit there.
They like in HD. Savage, they gave us, I don't know, we got a little discounted rate camera over there or something.
You know we still low on the totem pole, man. We got to
True.
earn our years. Babs and Brent been at it for a while, Savage.
True,
That's all
Savage.
it is, man. Just,
True.
hey, what Kendrick say? Stay humble.
Stay
okay?
humble. You're right. You're right. Their picture looks so clear, though.
Slay just celebrated his 1-year anniversary, which, I mean, let's be real. He was really working here before then, just, not officially. How long you been doing this thing, man?
Man, since September 9th of 2020. So I'll be going into
Dang.
my full second year in September, man. And I'm like Dawn, man. I heard she something about an option, a contract yesterday. She was leveraging herself like Deebo and AJ and DK was the other day on the news. I mean, on the station. So we'll see if my option get picked up too bad. 'Cause I'm with you.
I like it.
Need them
I like
options to be picked up now.
So what do you think about that? So Deebo's mom goes on Instagram Live, allegedly, and Deebo's in there talking. It sounds like he's talking to AJ about what they have the same agent, about what their agent's telling them. And Deebo clearly has no idea that his mom's on IG Live talking about her grandbaby going to bed with her buddies. I mean, I started thinking about, like, what's the most embarrassing thing mom's done or grandma's done?
Man, most embarrassing thing mom's done was give me a whooping around the table. Like, I literally got my butt whooped, like, going around the table.
Man.
And my brother Renardo never let me live that down. It wasn't even public, and that was what's so bad about it was that. So, yeah, it was that, man.
But you couldn't outrun mom? Is that what happened?
Man, let me tell you, the grip she had on us and Brent, you know how that mom fear goes.
Oh, mom.
You don't test mom.
Mom fear, and yeah, that'll make you run slower just by itself. And then the mom grip. You're right about that.
That grip serious.
Yeah.
And
You
Slade
don't
talked
do that.
about the mom look or the grandma look. Was that grandma at church
All
looking
of
at
them
you?
look, yeah. Grandma looked
He was saying woman look in
yeah.
general.
Yeah.
Women
period.
just have a look.
Mom, grandma, girlfriend,
Yeah,
wife,
anything. They got to
sister,
switch.
yes.
Yeah.
It's look at Will Smith. We're not far removed from Jada and Will making that look. So yeah, man, that y'all know how it goes. It started. That look has started more wars than probably any other look in this world. I mean, they used it in the movie 300 after his wife told him,
So
"Come
did.
back alive or on your shield." Now, come on, y'all.
Yeah, better make a choice. Make it your best choice, too. Hey, Savage, let me ask you this. So to put people in the know, how many times do these conversations take place between players, though? Like when you got these negotiations going on and you getting the market set, how many times do you call teammates or guys you may have come up with on different teams and just holler at them like, hey, man, what they talking about over there on your end, man?
Man, it happens often. And I'll say this, too. As much as we as a group and people say, these guys too friendly. Think about that part up.
Yeah.
The jersey swapping, like guys ain't enemies no more. It's not it still is the battle of the sport and competition, but guys that look like, man, you cool as I am. We ought to kick it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you become friends. So this is just a natural progression of it. Like these kids are different when you deal with the aspect of, like enemies. No, it might be more frenemies than anything. And then you got to check this too. DK fired his agent, I think, early last year to go with Tory Dandy.
Mm-hmm.
So that ought to tell you also, AJ, man, who's your guy? Well, my guy's the guy that set the market for him. And those conversations become very frequent, man, to say that they're not talking. Now, again, allegedly to the clip, I heard it. And the fact that it disappeared so friggin' fast and it didn't gain any traction, they got ahead of this curve to be like, okay, well, maybe we're making progress or we don't want to dead what San Francisco has going on. Because this is the thing, too. We're mentioning Tory Dandy's name in the same aspect. We mentioned Joel Siegel. We mentioned Rosenhaus. We mentioned Todd Frank.
I didn't even know who this guy
Jimmy
was
Jackson.
until all these receivers started getting paid.
Yeah.
And the DB from Cleveland.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, he's single-handedly resetting the market. The reason I went with my agent, Joel Siegel, he has great relationships with teams, and he know how to get blood out of a beat, okay? And that's what you're looking for is who's your guy. And Tory Dandy is the guy. It's idiotic to think that those dudes aren't in that same conversation about where we're trying to be slated at and who's going to – I'm not saying who's going to take what, but if I have an inside track to say, man, I know Deebo's about to get 25. Now, he might deserve 25 because he's in California, but I can be around 23 in Tennessee, then we're pretty much in the same boat. And I'm speaking about taxes at that point too, you know?
Right.
So it's they get it. And the information that guys have these days, y'all, is not the old days of, just the quarterback's got to get it. We've seen the push and the ascending of the wide receiver position to where, to me, it's quarterback, wide receiver now. And if you guys think back in the 90s, early 2000s, it was quarterback, running back. These dudes understand their importance.
Right.
Yeah, but if you don't have a quarterback, you're not important as a wide receiver.
That's true. That's so true. And that's the other part that happens. When it comes down to it, like, and I get why these guys are so greedy like this, because you said if you don't have a quarterback with bad, sometimes a good wide receiver can take a 2-yard slant and go 60 yards.
Truth.
And help the quarterback out and build his confidence up. Those two positions right there work so much, in so many ways hand in hand that they need each other, that they also become divisive too. Because, and I brought this up to, and I don't know if it ever gets to this point, but most wide receivers do. I think I pretty much mentioned this on our show about 2 days ago. When it comes down to wide receivers and their money, they get it. And from there, you see the switch. And every single one of them say, not me. But the switch I'm talking about is that Deebo one. Because after I done got paid, I got to justify why y'all are paying me. So it's the old adage of give me the ball, you know, and at that position, there's so many guys that are vying for the ball and that want to prove that they belong and be the next guy to get the next paycheck, that we people start to call them divas. You know, and I'm not projecting this on any young guy, but after I'm paid, I need to justify my being then, you know. So it's stages of this. And truth be told, I'm glad the Titans are getting a chance to experience this because they mean they have a superstar on their team.
Would you trade him, big savagery, Ramon Foster, would you trade him straight up for Deebo Samuel, A.J. Brown?
No, because I'm inheriting the same problem.
Right.
Absolutely not. I can't do that because I'm inheriting the same problem. And that means I still got to go get the same type of guy and also pay him just as much as I was going to pay the other guy. To propose a trade for Deebo, I don't think the Titans will be in that conversation. And you got to also look at the fact they've pretty much given up the 7th and the 2 and another draft pick for Julio last year. I don't think John Robinson's trying to go through that fairy tale of hoping something work out when he knows what he has in AJ, regardless of what else is happening around him.
You guys, as players, the draft coming up, you know, you got some guys up there involved in phase 1. You coming off a good year, knowing that you are, in a sense, a step away. You know, if you can get back there, you know, the things you want to do right. Were you guys ever dialed in on the draft? Like, man, it's important that we get this spot. Or was it more so, man, we just got to get our guys back intact. Whoever they bring in the draft is who it is. They can learn this, that, and the other. Was it ever like that for you as a player?
Man, we never, because we're in the same spot as the Titans are right now. We were always in that spot of, we weren't really searching for the guy or the franchise quarterback or the left tackle to secure us for years and years and years. You get certain teams, they're always trying to replace, and then you get teams that simply want to reload. The way we looked at the draft, man, was, okay, what you going to do to prove to us you belong to us? You know, it was, okay, like, you're going to work your way behind because there's a dude in front of you that's already done what you want to do in his career, you know, and for the Titans, I think they're looking for guys that can help assist along the journey. Right. I know it's the idea that, you know, they can go get a right tackle or guard in this draft, But those are also, as a young guy, role positions. Like, just being completely honest with you. I know Quentin Nelson was a guy that was like, ooh, yeah, but let's be real with you. Like, they still have had trouble at quarterback. He's been in and out of the lineup. So to say that, it's just you're going to get the guy every single year or you're going to get a Joe Burrow, you got to be a bad team to go get that type of guy. And the Titans aren't a bad team. They're a team that's in a position now, and you got to give John Robinson and Vrabel and their scouting department credit. They're in a position now to just be reloading and adding to the fire. And that, honestly, Ron, Brent and Don, that is a beautiful place to be at because it's a matter of picking the right one. And that's where the biggest issue is going to come into this draft is picking the right one to continue this train moving forward. Because regardless, as good as this team is pretty much stacked right now, the train's not going to stop.
So let me ask you this. Is the draft more important for the fans and the franchise than it is more important for the fans and the franchise than it is the team?
I think it's the team.
Okay.
And honestly, and this is the part of it too. Like it's a game within the business. I always tell people, we've had those conversations. Like I'm playing a game, but it's a business. The business aspect of it is what we give John Robinson, Vrabel, and Ms. Amy Adams strong credit for is to keep us above the line, to keep the fans happy. Mm-hmm. And that's why I say, trading away picks for a guy like John Robinson, no. Because I don't think he's going to be in that position this year, at least not in the first round, to go up, to go get a top 10 pick, simply because he's got to simply run this business. If I'm unloading tons of money and capital and guys that I'm not sure are going to hit, I'm eventually going to fail. And I think that's where, just being real, that's what the Rams have pretty much switched their stance on how they feel about draft picks. I'll give these up. Here, take 2-3 of these first-round picks. Mm-hmm. Just because I know the guy that you have is already groomed. Yeah, I'm going to have to pay him, but I can backload this money and give him a big signing bonus so we can spread this out over years and we can continue to manage this team. So to that point, I think the draft or teams that trade away picks is solely on the team, because if you're trash, you'll find yourself like let's go to Cincinnati Reds baseball team. We heard that owner last weekend.
Speaking of trash, is that what you said?
Well, that's what he said. He was just like, what do you want me to do? We're trying to win, but we just suck, and y'all don't come support us. So what are we going to do? If it's a bad team, they're going to find themselves out of that city. You see what Carolina's doing right now in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Like, most cities need NFL teams or pro teams, but if you're bad, i.e. Oakland, you lose the football team, though.
Ramon Foster with us on 3HL. You can catch him every weekday morning, 6 to 10 on J. Martin Ramon. I'm curious, as a professional football player, how much attention did you put on the draft to see, hey, man, they going to bring an interior offensive lineman in here?
Right. Sensitive topic right there for me. I absolutely hated the draft. Everything about it, because my mindset was, they're bringing in somebody potentially in my spot. And where I came into the league at was an undrafted guy, so I thought of myself as expendable, because you always have to prove yourself. I heard John Robinson today in his presser, speaking about my job is what he said. My job is to go out and get the best player that's going to help this team win. And there may be a 4 or 5 year veteran that's done enough, but not as much as John Robinson wants in order to continue to pay him. So they're going to go get a young guy who's cheaper, who has just as much talent that he has.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, being in that position of looking over your shoulder sucks. And I didn't get comfortable, just truthfully, y'all, until I got my second contract. And when I was back uncomfortable? The next year into the off season. And then when I got comfortable again is when I got my third contract. And I was like, okay, I'm fine. The most comfortable I had ever been was probably in years 9, 10, and 11, because I knew my reputation was good enough that I knew I was going to stay in this league as long as I didn't do something stupid. So as far as the draft goes, I didn't start watching it until probably 5, 6, maybe recently.
I know. I could just imagine, like, your buddies going, hey, man, they just drafted a guard, like, in the 4th round. You're just, like, out there playing with your kids,
Brent, let me tell you, no, this happened legitimately. Ben called us out. You know, it was the night of the draft. We went to a place in Pittsburgh called Meat and Potatoes, awesome steakhouse. He was like, guys, let's go eat out tonight, and it's on me. We'll go to this place, and it's a draft night. We're sitting there. It's me, Marquise Pouncey, Ben, Willie Colon, Max Starks, and maybe one other guy there.
Man.
Of that group, I was the lowest on the totem pole as far as importance, right? Ben already got 2 Super Bowls. Marquise was a first rounder. Willie had already been on his second contract. Max was on his second contract, and the other guys were starters for a very long time. I'm sitting down at that dinner, and I know they have been talking about David DeCastro all of the offseason, the same way they've been talking about some of these young guys in this draft that can potentially go to the Titans, like Kenyon Green or Zion Johnson. That was the position I was in. And I'm sitting at dinner with all of those dudes, and lo and behold, I think the 24th or 26th pick, David DeCastro out of Stanford University. And guess what position I was playing? Right guard at the time. And guess what position he only played at the time? Right guard. And I'm thinking to myself, I can't even eat this steak anymore. So when I tell you I hated the draft, I hated it. But you know what I did? I ran right through it. I said, okay, here's our challenge. Let's go. Fight this however we have to. And 11 years later, there I was.
You know, it's funny. I mentioned a Vitello quote earlier. I saw another one from him. He said, I love 2 things. Number 1, competition. Number 2, baseball. And it's funny because, like, the competition is what brings the best out of you, right? Like, none of those dudes want you to feel comfortable.
And that's what when Ron asked that question, like, what's important to who is the draft important to, the team or the fans? It's 100% the team. The fans love the picks regardless, you know, for the most part. And for the player side of it, it was a little traumatic to sit through it and wonder, man, all right, let's occupy ourselves this weekend so I don't look at the Steelers picks until Sunday, and hopefully they don't have a early guard. And for a few years, they did. They brought in Chris Scott, who was my teammate at Tennessee. They brought in another guy, Chris Williams from Nebraska. I remember these dudes, and my goal was, okay, like you said, like Tony Vitello said, I'm going to just knock y'all out one by one.
Yeah. Man, thanks for sharing all that, brother. Appreciate you, as always, and love listening to you guys in the morning.
No doubt, man. Hey, I'm listening now. Y'all keep it up, man.
Hey, man, don't you let Mike Keefe and Gordy B and Coach Mack work you too hard coming up this week, dog.
Hey, Savage, I look forward to this because the film study, you know, is where the real grit of this draft is, and that's what I've been doing.
Yes, sir. I know that.
Yep. Ramon Foster, all in on Titans radio coverage of the draft. Thanks, Ramon. Good stuff, man. At Ramon Foster on Twitter. J. Martin Ramon, 6 to 10 weekday mornings. When we come back, there's a really big event coming up this weekend. We'll tell you about it next. 3HL 104.5 this home.
Well, it's also baseball season, and this season, maybe you want to turn K's into cash and big hits into big wins. You can do it on FanDuel Sportsbook. Right now, new customers step up to the plate, and you'll get a risk-free first bet up to $1,000. Sign up, place your first bet. FanDuel will refund you up to $1,000 back in site credit if you do not win. Let me tell you what I love about FanDuel and betting on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. It's safe, it's secure, you get paid fast when you win, and here's the deal. It's easy. I like simple in my life. I pull up the app. I find what I want to bet. I can even get ideas for parlays and all of that on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You can too. See for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Download that FanDuel Sportsbook app. Sign up using promo code DAWN to get started with your risk-free first bet up to $1,000. That's promo code DAWN, DAWN. You do have to be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable. Site credit expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789. Have you thought about moving? You realize how hard it is right now, right? Not a lot of inventory out there. Prices are crazy high. And now these rates are moving up too. So Loan Pronto has a better idea. Let my friends there at Loan Pronto refinance your current home, turn all your equity into cash, and then you can totally transform your house. New kitchen, new bath, maybe add a pool. Loan Pronto has been great. I used them to redo my mortgage and take money out and fix up my house. They're leaders in fast and easy home refis, and they can help you unlock the equity you have and do some amazing things. One local couple did it, got $200,000 out, added new hardwoods, added an outdoor living space, a swimming pool with a spa, all new cabinets, all new appliances, plus a home office. And now they have their dream home and they never had to move at all. Call Loan Pronto, ask them about their home improvement refi, and give your home a total makeover. LoanPronto.com is the website, 615-499-5780. You could skip your next house payment in the process. Again, LoanPronto.com, 615-499-5780. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
HL 104.5 The Zone with Don Davenport and Ron Slay. I am merely Brent Doherty.
Merely?
Merely? Like, what do you mean, merely?
Did you see the picture of Joe Hunk?
What are you doing?
Breakout Championship Wrestling.
What?
I'm in-ring announcing, man.
I know that, but where's the picture?
It's on Twitter. If you just go and follow me, I just retweeted it. Look at that picture.
Go and follow you. Like,
Yeah,
I
go
don't follow you. I
Not
do
you.
Follow you.
Like anybody that doesn't follow me, follow me.
Okay, I see Joe.
I retweeted it. Hunk's got the perfectly manscaped mohawk.
Hunk got the sunglasses on and everything.
Yeah, he's
True
got
story. That's the only suit I own.
You got a suit on?
That is the only suit
Oh,
I
I
own.
can't even tell you have
Yeah.
a suit
That's what I was
on.
going to say. You didn't even need the suit.
That is the only suit and tie that I
There
own.
you go, Babs.
Here you go, Babs.
Oh, yeah, you do. Look at you.
He looks like a ring announcer.
He's all fancy.
So what do you do? Like, here comes Big John.
That is exactly what I
Fridge.
do. I've done that, and then I've
Oh, through the table.
no. See, now I don't do
That kind of thing.
I don't do play-by-play. I have done play-by-play for wrestling before.
You just announced the guy
I
coming in.
announce them coming in. I announce the winner. If there's a new champion, I announce that. That is everything that I do with it.
I bet you're really good at it.
That's what I was going to say.
There was one time our mic went out. I didn't even need the mic to do it.
Hunk, you ain't even had that much gray in your beard on this one.
He doesn't need
Shut
the
up,
mic to
Slay.
do anything. Shut what?
He said, shut up. Hey, can we be honest? We got something else to do.
I mean, aren't we always honest?
We're about to talk about a big event this weekend.
Okay, let's do it.
You want to do that first, and then you can be honest?
Yeah, I'll be honest later.
Okay. How about it? The St. Jude Rock and Roll Running Series Nashville Marathon is going on this weekend.
Drew Wolf joins us now to talk about this event that I have never done, Drew, but I respect the hell out of everybody that does it.
Hey.
Hey, there's still time to register, so come on down to MCC. We'll get you signed up. We can start with a mile, or we can go 26.2, whatever you're feeling today.
I like it. You can still register, Slay.
No, Drew. No, the way Drew threw that out there was a lot of mileage. You should've
Davenport
broke that
has.
down.
You have done the half marathon, right?
Yes, a couple of times.
So, how many racers? How many people will run the marathon?
How many
this weekend?
runners?
Yeah, there you go.
Give us kind of ballpark of what's going to be happening in our town on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got over 21,000 folks registered to run. As I kind of said before, a distance for everyone. We've got a mile all the way up through a marathon. We'll have probably a little over 3,000 strong souls that are going to run the marathon, and then a bunch of folks running the half, as well as 615, which is obviously our locals race. So just a lot of fun happening. Those go on Saturday. And then Sunday, we've got even a doggy dash, a kids race. It's just a great time.
That's awesome. Drew Wolf with us. The St. Jude Rock and Roll Marathon is back in the Music City. Slay, you were talking the other day about wanting to walk the 26.2.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, and I
How
was
long
cool.
would that take him, do you think?
Yeah, that's the question. Speed walk.
My money's on you to do it in, let's call it 5 hours.
Hey, see, there we go. Yeah.
Okay, Drew, if he's still on the course, he's got like 4 miles to go, and he's 7 hours in. Do y'all come pick him up?
Oh, gosh. We've got a wonderful young lady named Dorcas who's going to be out there cheering our final runner on, and if they needed a lift, she'd probably give me a ride to the finish
man,
line.
I'm gonna feel so defeated by that, Drew. I need y'all just stay behind me and just keep put your hazard lights on and let me make it on through.
Get the 21,000.
6'8", you could get there.
Get the 21,000 that completed the race behind Slay and just walk with him.
Like Rocky.
Hey, you know what? If you commit to doing it, I'll walk it with you. I'll carry your Gatorade for you. How's that?
There you go, Slay. There you go. Hey, Drew, I think a lot of people forget, too, the charity benefit behind what goes on this weekend, and it's an important partnership.
Yeah, there's so much more happening here, and we're humbled and honored to partner with St. Jude's. They have 1,100 heroes running this weekend. They've raised to date over $700,000. It's amazing. The partnership there really, I think makes this marathon special, and so really exciting to be a part of that. We'll have all of those heroes at the start line. They'll really lead us off Saturday morning, and it's just an incredible piece.
Loved it.
All right, so if you're interested, you can still get in, right? I will say this. I did the half marathon the very first time I did it, and I did it without training for it.
Oh, my.
Yes. And now once I trained for it and did it 2 more times, obviously my time was way better. But I'm just saying, you can get involved, right, Drew? You can get involved in this, even if it's a last minute thing.
Absolutely. You can come down and register. And, even if you don't feel like you're ready, it's going to be certainly a warm day on Saturday. Come out and volunteer. Our partner here, the Nashville Sports Council, they do such a phenomenal job of supporting our event as well as so many other events in the city. These events don't happen without, the wonderful volunteers in the community coming out and supporting the event. So come down, be a volunteer, sign up and register if you want, or just come step out your front door and cheer everyone on as you run by.
That is a cool part of it, too.
It's
just
so cool.
kind of watching everybody
Music
cheer
and-
everybody on. Yeah. That's the other thing. 30 musical acts of all genres on the course, including Mickey Ryan here from 104.5 The Zone. It's going to be a great event, and the event's raised more than $12 million for St. Jude Children's Hospital. So St. Jude Rock and Roll Marathon back in the Music City this weekend. Thank you, Drew, for hopping on and giving some details and having a little fun with us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having us on. And Slay, come on down. I'm here. Wait.
I love it.
I would
Drew.
love to help start the race.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Look he's just changing the finish
Think
line
about that.
here. That's what Slay's doing. Drew's
Thanks,
like,
y'all.
Motivational.
Thanks,
But-
Drew.
All right.
I mean, you could start the race and then just run as far as you can.
Okay,
and then
let
stop.
me tell you this though. Let me tell you this.
You could lead the race for however as long as you can.
If we gonna make this a thing, Drew, you know what? I'll tap in with you. Just not this time. I'll most definitely next time. Yeah, I'll count me in.
you know what? We're gonna plan it for
There you
this
go.
next year.
Let's
We're
do
gonna
it.
train.
Let's do it.
You're gonna do it, Mayor.
Yeah, you
Stop
gotta do
looking
it,
at me
Yor.
like that.
Yep.
He's like, come on.
Everybody's
Damn,
eyes
dude,
are
you
so
gotta do
big
it.
right now.
Yeah,
Hulk, you're
we
doing
in
it too.
We
My
in it.
eyes are so big right
We
now.
in it, dog. We in it. That's it. I like that, Babs.
You
yeah.
like it?
I
There
want
you
to
go.
start at the
We
front.
have a year.
They always let the guys from Kenya, the ones that are like really running the race. and
I'm
trying-
up there with them.
Yeah, I want to be there with them and just run as fast as I can for however long I
They just
can.
gonna take off.
And those guys will look at us like, who in the hell are these guys?
They'll be like, these guys are slowing our progress down.
right.
Get these clowns
Let
out
me
of
tell you,
here.
man, I trained for a year with Babsy.
If we
All
broke
right, so
this
you
down,
heard it.
I'm with it.
I got the training program.
I'm with
if
it.
we broke this down by all four of us running equal mileage, it's 6.5 miles for each of us.
Oh, for like the
Oh, you want a
marathon
team run it?
marathon?
Yeah, team
could
run it.
team
Like if we
run
like
No, we
if
go-
Slade runs 6.5
we
and
all
Brent-
going. We all going. We going the whole way.
Oh, wait. I said half.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, I thought you were talking about training for
Listen,
a
I was
marathon.
going to ask
I'm
Drew,
like,
can you do
no,
an
no,
eighth
no,
of a
no.
marathon? I thought that's pretty impressive.
We'll do the half, 13.1.
I literally think, like, if you had me run the whole thing, I literally would die
Yeah.
on the streets of Nashville.
Well, we got to roll then. We got to get on out of
It's actually
here.
not good for your body. It's
Running?
not a good thing.
No,
not
you-
26.
No, you.
Yeah, that's why we're doing half.
You put yourself in shock.
That's why we're doing half.
All right.
Yeah.
When we come back, there's a basketball player you might not have heard of that had an NIL deal, which is interesting. That didn't play a minute, but wrote a really heartfelt message to all his fans. That's coming up next. Brentwood Jewelry, they are your jewelers. Maybe you don't know that yet, but now you do because I just told you. And you need to go see these guys. They're awesome people. And here's the thing, man. You need help with your gifting responsibilities over the course of the year because there are many opportunities for you to gift people in your life, and they can help you with any of these responsibilities. Mother's Day is coming up. Graduation's coming up. Brentwood Jewelry makes finding that perfect Mother's Day gift easy. Celebrate mom with a beautiful custom piece from Brentwood Jewelry. Create that custom necklace, ring, or bracelet that represents your family and the love that you have for mom. Looking for something more traditional? Select a premier timepiece for her to wear every day. Moms are irreplaceable, so let her know how much she means to you this Mother's Day. 7012 Church Street, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Shop local with Brentwood Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jewelry store. BrentwoodJewelry.com.
Saturday is going to be a fun day in Music City. You can join the Nashville Predators Smashville Open House event this Saturday, April 23rd. At this event, you will have your first chance to pick your seats for the 2022-23 season. Plus, the open house marks the first time the Preds will give the general public the chance to purchase Stanley Cup playoff tickets for rounds 1 and 2. You definitely want to be a part of this. All fans can sign up for a chance to shoot on net and win 2 lower-level half-season tickets at this Smashville open house event on Saturday. They are going to give some Preds dressing room tours, complimentary popcorn and Coca-Cola products, 50% off all other food and beverage, and you can save 30% off all Stadium Series merchandise at Nashville Locker Room. There will be inflatables, balloon artists for the kids, and then you can stay and watch the Preds Lightning game at the arena on Fang Vision. That starts at 6 o'clock, so don't miss your chance to secure seats for the 22-23 season and purchase your tickets to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Join the Preds Smashville Open House event this Saturday, April 23rd.
Good afternoon. I am Joe Hunk, and the Tennessee Titans general manager John Robinson and head coach Mike Vrabel met with the media earlier today ahead of the NFL draft. Obviously, A.J. Brown was a topic of conversation, but so was Ryan Tannehill and him not being at practice or workouts just yet. Here is what Mike Vrabel had to say about that situation.
Had communications with Ryan. Again, as the head coach, I want every single player here. I would love to see that happen. Had communications with Ryan, and I'm comfortable where those are at, and expect him back here pretty shortly.
Speaking of expectations, if you are trying to make your plans for the fall, you can expect the brand new NFL schedule for the 2022 season to be released on Thursday, May 12th. It is going to be dropping at 7 p.m. so you can make plans on which Titans games you're going to be attending this year. And the Nashville Sounds are currently on a 4-game winning streak, and they continue that streak tonight as they will play with first pitch at 6:35 over at First Horizon Park. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Brent Doherty, Don Davenport.
Hi. Happy Thursday, everybody.
And there he is. He's Ron Slay.
What's happening? I'm in the building. Best believe I'm in the building. Better be ready.
Those two, we got to put those together.
It got to be a merger.
Car ain't got no rules.
Time for the show. I mean, Hunk never really knows how quickly we're going to transition.
He never knows what we're going to do either.
Mm-hmm. The good thing in all that is I don't have an intro.
We got to get you an intro.
Somebody once called in with an intro for you that was titled Mayor, but then I found out that it was like a horrific kids song that was probably worse than Baby Shark, and I was like, nah.
Hit us on Twitter at 3HL1045. Keith writes, I ran the St. Jude half marathon in November this past year. I trained for 18 weeks.
Oh.
The hardest thing I've ever done. The final 2 miles had the most hills in the course. Well worth the cause, but mentally and physically challenging. Fun fact, I haven't ran anywhere since.
Hey, I will say people forget how hilly Nashville is.
Yeah.
So you start running that half marathon, I'm like, I had no idea this was a hill.
See, they're going to have to show me, they're going to have to map it out for me and let me see where it is.
You just follow it.
Here's the thing, Slay. What in the hell did you do to us?
I mean, listen, at some point, your CG, your competitive greatness got to kick in, Euro. And I'm going to kick it in for you.
Yeah,
That's what we all going to do. We going to do it.
Here's the transparency of this show. Mayor, during the break, what the hell are you doing over there? Getting us into the half marathon? Come on, Slay. There you go.
Yep.
I want to run like when I want to run and like for however long I want to run. I don't want like, here's 13-1, go do it.
Yeah. Well,
and there's a finish
That's
line
what you
and
got.
You're
everything.
in it. That's what you got,
brother.
You can thank your Tennessee buddy over
right.
there for
Let's roll.
dragging you in.
You're going to run 13.1?
Yeah, I'm planning on running the 10 and walking 3.1. But Babs just said that's when it's going to kick in.
Yeah, you're not going to run the last three.
Savage are doing it too.
You're not going to run the last three because the competitive greatness will make you want to run to the end.
Well,
it will.
That's what I'm going to have to do.
Hey, when you train, you have to run outside to train. Treadmill doesn't.
No, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
You need to feel the pavement.
And be one with the pavement.
Yes.
Become one with the road.
Or you can be like that guy out in Mount Juliet, the nipple runner. You heard about him?
Nah, what do he do? Run with his nipples.
He cuts holes in his shirt and runs around Mount Juliet.
There's a reason.
Yeah.
If you don't, it rubs and they bleed.
Yeah, you got to wear Band-Aids.
What?
It's a real thing.
Never. It's a girl thing.
No, it's
No.
a boy thing. Girls wear sports bras.
I've never. Listen, y'all. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Do they make boys sports bras?
I'm sure that you could buy a girl's sports bra.
I've been out
It's called
running.
a bro.
No.
I've seen that on TV.
Yeah.
No, we're not wearing them.
It's a man's ear.
We're not wearing them. I've been out there training before, and I've ran, and I mean ran. My nipples ain't never bled.
But have you
I've been
run
rubbing.
13 miles?
Yeah.
It's more, I think it's more marathon. I think it's probably more.
No, I mean, this guy, Mount Juliet, like, people will send us messages
Really?
having seen him.
Yeah.
He's called the nipple runner.
I think it's something with him.
No, it's no.
No,
It's
I
a
think it's
thing.
something.
I
with him.
mean, all these runner stores have like, nipple guards and things like that. It's a
What?
real thing.
I know a lot
You
of
get
runners, man. I ain't never seen them out
chafing
there.
in
running.
between your legs. Yeah.
Now, I know that part.
Yep.
Now, that's true. That's why you better not go out there with no underwear. You better wear spandex.
You got to wear the
Not no
skin tight
cotton.
stuff.
Yeah, you
like
better,
like you in the draft.
No, I went out there with the cotton on one time.
Ooh, yeah.
What, like the Tiny Whitey?
Chapped. No, these were briefs. These were some briefs, and boy, I'm talking about, boy, you can't even, man, it hurt to shower. I'm telling you. Can I be
Hey,
real?
this has been enlightening.
Yeah, there we go,
Yeah.
everybody.
Be
Again,
real.
what did you get us into?
Yeah, we got
Listen to all these things that are going to happen to us.
Savage just said no backing out now, Mayor.
Yep.
So,
It's
yeah.
you agreed on the air, so you're in.
You in.
I didn't agree.
Yes,
I
you
didn't-
did.
I did
yes,
not
you did.
agree. Roll
yes,
back
you
the
did.
tape. I
No,
didn't agree
yes,
to
you did.
nothing.
You don't get to say no. Well, we blood in, blood out now. You think you can just walk out
Evidently.
of, you think you can walk out of here?
Nipple blood.
You walk out of here? Can't walk out of here?
Like Shaden Sharp.
Hey, man.
He was on the UK basketball roster. You might not know him because
I haven't heard of him.
he didn't play it 1 minute
He didn't play a single minute.
for Kentucky. No, but he had a Porsche NIL deal.
Yeah, man, Ty.
It's Porsche. Really?
Ty Washington had one, too. He earned his, though.
I've never had a
Really?
Porsche, so I can say it however I want to say it, Bubs.
Okay.
But they got this guy on an NIL deal. It's the worst NIL deal ever because he never played, ever, this guy.
Yeah, but guess what we're talking about now? His Porsche deal.
Yeah.
So did he get one or did he got to borrow one?
I don't know, but he released a very heartfelt statement, didn't he, Slay?
Do you want to read this? So y'all can see how dumb this is?
No, because it's 12 pages long.
Like, okay, so this is my thing. Like,
Do you want to read some of it?
Yeah, give us a taste of it.
It
These-
literally is 5 paragraphs. This
It
thing.
is.
From a
For
guy that never
didn't
played.
even
never
play.
played.
and knew he wasn't going to play, knew he was going to the draft. The teammates knew he was going to the draft. The school knew he was going to the draft.
I mean, it starts with these last 4 months at Kentucky have been nothing short of amazing.
Like, what you talking about, dog? What you talking about? What you talking? See, this is what I'm talking about, man. Like, why do these? We don't need this from you, brother. We know you are projected a lottery pick. We know where you're going, and then had the nerve to say, "I'm not sure what my future holds beyond today, but I do know, I have to take this next step to officially go through the process to test the waters and receive feedback. I pray you all understand this is not a decision I've taken lightly." Dude, no. I hope you don't
What are we
pray.
doing?
I hope you don't waste your prayers on that. That we understand. Because nobody can. We all know, man. No, like, we don't need. This is just so obvious. We just going to state the obvious. Hey, everybody. I really love y'all. Hey, I'm planning on being back tomorrow, but if I come in a little late, it is what it is. I'll still be here. So, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Like, why do we need this, man?
I loved it. When I saw this, I knew you were going to bring this up because, number one, you don't like these, like, message farewells.
No, man, just go.
Tell your guys.
Yeah,
You don't need to
that's
tell
it.
us.
You know what I mean? Like,
And then for it to be this guy who didn't play.
that's what's really killing me. Like what Bab said yesterday, like, when you go into the league, you on
He had
that
a
real next
Porsche.
step, that's cool. But come on, man, you ain't got, man, I don't even need to have
You
it.
haven't stepped on the court
Man, come on, dude.
and you're going to write a 5-paragraph. I mean, I guess to each his own.
No, don't bring them to my own. Let them just be to they each. Because this is crazy.
I mean, the first sentence is the great one. These last 4 months at Kentucky have been nothing short of amazing.
What'd you do?
4
What'd
months.
you do? What was so amazing about these last 4 months?
He
You
got
cheering?
a Porsche.
Yeah, that is kind of amazing. that is pretty amazing. Like, come on, dog. Oscar
I need
Sheway should be writing
details.
letters and stuff.
Correct.
Yeah, he's coming
Like,
back.
come on, dude.
I'd like to read a little message from Oscar Sheway about coming
You
back.
feel me?
Yeah.
That we want to hear about that. This is the player of the year.
Did he put one out?
No, I
No,
don't think so.
because he got some work to do.
He's probably rolling around town in his Porsche.
You feel me? If they smart.
I mean, that's probably why he's back.
Come on now.
He averaged 15.5 rebounds per game this year. What's he going to do next year?
17.
Probably
17. Could be slick 2020. If he make them free throws, the way he starts shooting the 15-footer at the end of the season, if he can do that early in the season.
What would 17 rebounds in a game feel like?
Well, now after that, what would it feel like not to be drafted after doing that?
Right?
Because
that's the real thing.
Exactly.
The thing.
The thing.
6-1.
The guy.
In Nashville is next up on 3HL. 6-1, what up?
Yo, what's up, guys? I do not know what my future holds beyond today. But what I do know is that right now, I'm on 104.5.
Yes, you are.
Yes, that's right. What's up, Slay?
What up?
Double D, Brent. Look,
what up?
Double D, do you remember when you first came to 104.5 The Zone? I gave you a little pre-air interview to learn more about you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I gave you a little pre-air interview.
What a
Now
way
I'm
to
calling
answer
back.
that question without answering that question. That was beautifully done, Davenport.
She doesn't remember. That's okay. Man, get the girl. So, this is what I'm calling for. I know y'all can do this for me.
Okay.
Love the show, love 104.5, love Cumulus Broadcasting, love it all. But now it's time for you all to invite someone such as myself to come on and do on-air commentary, an on-air live broadcast with you guys. Just an ordinary guy from the hood, from the Ville, right here in North Nashville. It's time for y'all to invite me on. It's time.
Okay, we might have to get you on for a segment.
Maybe
I'm trying to.
maybe we have a competition
Shooter
for a
shoot.
listener. Shooter shoot.
Why would you
that's
do that for the? Why would you do that for the other losers? I'm gonna win.
You have a clear advantage from the jump, though, 6-1.
What do you call it? CG? Competitive greatness.
Competitive greatness.
That's right.
Competitive greatness.
All right, 6-1. We'll talk it over.
Like that.
All right.
Don't be a stranger to calling in, 6-1. We need to hear more from you.
Shooter's going to shoot.
I think Jordan may have something to say about that.
Michael Jordan?
No, Jordan, the football guru.
Jordan Taumu?
Marks, man.
Oh, Jordan Marks.
Jordan that came in here just owned the boom boom room.
Yeah, Don wasn't here that day. That was something. I've
I
never
was
seen anything
not.
like that.
It was sitting in Bab's chair. Maybe that's what it was.
He didn't
the
care
problem
about
was.
you, your reps, nothing.
No, he didn't.
He was 12.
Yeah, and had one of my reps with him.
Oh, that's right. I did hear about this.
Will from the Ville.
We were from the Ville.
Hey, Greg Cosell coming up next. We are going to finish out our positional cycle of draft talk with him with defensive backs. That's next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
I want to talk to you about Graham's Living. We always talk about shopping local and supporting our local businesses around here. Well, Graham's Living is a third-generation family business here in Nashville for 25 years. Many of you might know them for their extensive inventory of luxury lighting. That's how I was introduced to them 16 years ago. But you might not know that they also offer a bunch of other beautiful things, stylish hardware and outdoor furniture as well. When you walk into the showroom, you see, of course, the gorgeous display of lighting fixtures and unique home furnishings. They have every style, but then you go out back and you will find one of the area's largest collections of high-end outdoor furniture, brands like Summer Classics, Lane Venture. They have umbrellas, fire pits, anything else you need to complete your backyard retreat. My family and I just went there and ordered all of our new furniture for our backyard retreat with them. Customer service was amazing, from the front desk to the in-house design team to the free delivery service. Everyone from Graham's is such a pleasure to work with, and they have all different styles. So if you are building or remodeling your house, your backyard, putting in a pool, do yourself a favor. Stop by Graham's Living at 244 Cool Springs Boulevard in Franklin, Tennessee. You can visit the showroom and treat yourself and trust the Graham's Living experience. What are you doing on Saturday? I have your plans for you, and it's called Smashville. Join the Nashville Preds. They have a Smashville open house Saturday, April 23rd. And if you're wondering what that is, first of all, it's an awesome event, just like every single Nashville Predators event is, and game is, and everything. But at the Smashville open house event, you will have your first chance to pick your seats for the 2022-23 season as a season ticket holder. Plus, the open house marks the first time that the Preds will give the general public the chance to buy Stanley Cup playoff tickets for rounds 1 and 2. Get ready for that. And all of you fans that go to this Smashville open house can sign up for a chance to shoot on net and a chance to win 2 lower level half season tickets. They'll talk to you about all the different options too while you're there. Preds locker room tours, free popcorn, Coca-Cola products, 50% off all other food and beverage, and you can save 30% off Stadium Series merchandise at the Nashville locker room. They will also have a balloon artist on hand for the kiddos and some inflatables they can enjoy. So make it a family affair. And then stay and watch the Preds versus Lightning game at the arena with other Preds fans on Fang Vision. That starts at 6 p.m. Don't miss your chance to secure seats for the 2022-2023 season. Purchase your tickets to the Stanley Cup playoffs too. Go Preds.
3HL 104.5, The Zone. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Breaking news from Mike Organ. Guess how much Notre Dame is paying TSU to go play football up there in 2023?
Tell me more.
About 500.
$1 million.
Goodness gracious, that's well worth the travel.
Can you imagine what TSU can do with $1 million for a game?
Go get it.
Heck yeah, man!
All
All right,
get about 2 more of them on the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, just get.
You know what I mean?
I was
That's
going to
how
say
you
get your
rebuild.
face beat in 3 times
Hey,
for $3 million.
Hey, but then you got your NIL money stored up. Then you can go do what you want to do.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
And Eddie George is a coach.
Mm-hmm.
NFL draft coming up a week from today. Greg Cosell from NFL Films, the best film evaluator in the business, joins us for his weekly visit. Greg, you ready? 1 week from today?
I wish I had more time to watch more guys. I'm still just grinding away. But, when you're one person, it's hard.
God.
What does grinding away?
It means he has to watch Georgia games 18 times because they have 18 guys.
Well,
I've been ripped today on Twitter big time.
For what? What'd you do? What was your analysis?
Well, because in talking about Jordan Davis, I said what happens to be true if you watch all the tape that I do and actually talk to people as well, that he's incredibly strong, but he's not powerful. And there's a difference between those two things. We might have discussed this.
Yep.
And the other thing is he only played about 20 snaps a game when he did not play on third down. So you have to wonder why. And the answer is not that they had other good players, because you know what? There's a lot of good players in the NFL too.
This is true. Greg, I'm so see. That's why I was.
You love that guy, Slay.
Yeah, and
you
I
did until we talked to Cosell,
right? And I always thought that. Well, I didn't think it. I wondered it because I didn't watch film like Cosell, which he does, and I'm happy that you jumped out there and took that bullet for me, Cosell. So
and by the way, that doesn't mean he can't be a really good player at what
Right.
he does, which I believe he will be. See, that's the part that's lost in the translation.
Yeah.
Because you know how that works. People just hear one thing, and that's the way social media works. We all know that.
This is very true.
Because I think he'll be a very, very good player at what he does. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if down the road he can become more than that. And he may well be. He's not right now. He could be in 2 or 3 or 4 years. One player that I kept thinking about and actually spoke to someone about him, and I don't think he's as athletic as the player. Athletic is a term you have to define, just like explosive is a term you have to define. He can run fast. He made some plays, Jordan Davis, running outside of the box where his straight line speed, which we obviously know is very good, is a factor. That's different from being powerful. But a player who I think has lighter feet and is actually twitchier is Vita Vea. And I think that ultimately Vita Vea is that more so than Davis right now. We'll see what happens with Davis. He may become that guy down the road. But I think if you're drafting him high, top 15, then you have to feel that at some point he's going to be more than a base defensive tackle.
Well, listen.
My headphones went out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I didn't know you stopped
I was
talking.
going to say, I thought you guys, disappeared on me there. I thought maybe I said something you guys like got up and left.
So when you're talking about powerful, Jeffrey Simmons is powerful, right?
Jeffrey Simmons is powerful. Jeffrey Simmons can move people. Jeffrey Simmons is both strong and powerful. Strong. Here, think of it this way. Power is strength in motion.
Power is strength and okay. Yeah.
It's kind of like when Slade played down low at Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm gonna move.
Yeah.
Well, so when
power has a movement velocity element to it. Strength does not.
Coach, so when you started talking about Jordan Davis like that, I thought, man, what a great rotational player he would be with this Tennessee defensive line. But then you're talking about drafting a rotational player, if that is true, in the first round, and that's tough.
Yeah.
And he may be drafted in the first round, and first of all, that won't surprise me. My guess is he will be.
Yeah.
And I think the team that drafts him will obviously say it's a great pick, and we think he'll be great. That's the way it works. We all know that. But I'm just fascinated. When you get beyond all that, which they just say that stuff to the media, any guy you pick, they say that's the guy we wanted. We know how it all works. But he's a fascinating discussion in this era of NFL football, where so much is dependent on throwing the football and teams playing with 3 wide receivers and the ability to rush the quarterback. Look at the Super Bowl, 6 sacks of Joe Burrow in the second half. You have to be able to rush the quarterback in today's NFL. And maybe Jordan Davis will be able to do that. I'm not saying he can't. The tape right now doesn't show that. And they didn't play him in those situations.
Right. Greg Cosell from NFL Films breaking down defensive backs today with us as we complete the positional cycle in advance of the draft. Let's go cornerback. Sauce Gardner at Cincinnati put up ridiculous stats, meaning he didn't give up anything hardly.
Right.
What do you see from him? A tall corner at 6'3".
Yeah, and he's got really long arms. And there's a lot of teams now that really like tall corners. There's receivers are bigger. He was the boundary corner at Cincinnati, meaning he played to the short side of the field. He essentially played press man a high percentage of the time. He's got elite height and length, as you discussed. He's a really good prospect. I think that he's got great movement as well, particularly for press man. I think because he's so long, if you play him in off coverage, at times, because he's so high cut and long legged, he doesn't move exactly the same as he does playing press. But he can play what we call mirror match press, where you don't put your hands on the receiver. And he can certainly play physical jam press, where you jam the receiver off the line of scrimmage. And he's highly competitive. He's very sticky when he plays press man. I think he can play in zone as well. It's not as if he's solely a press man coverage corner, but that's what I think his true forte is. To me, and I know some might say Stingley when he's healthy and at his best, but I personally like Gardner as the alpha dog corner in this draft class.
Well, you mentioned Stingley, obviously coming off a Liz Frank injury, but prior to that, people talked about him being top 5 pick in the draft,
right?
Overall out of LSU. So what did you see from him?
Yeah, and I went back and watched his 2019 tape when he had the great year. Yeah. You could argue that he's a little more sudden and purely explosive than Gardner. He's very fluid at his best. What he has really well is phenomenal ball production. You go back to 2019, I think he had 6 interceptions, and the majority of them came when he was in press man outside the numbers and he was defending fade balls. And he went up and got the ball. And that's what he has really, really going for him. He's got great ball production. He catches the football, which a lot of corners don't. Another guy that can play outstanding mirror match press man with knee bend, patience, balance, body control, flips his hips, transitions very easily. He's a really good prospect as well. I'm sure there will be teams that have him rated 1. There are teams I know that have Gardner rated as the best corner. So it's just, I guess it's what you like, but they're both quality prospects. Although I would say this, and someone asked me this, if you go back to last year as well, when you had Surtain and Horn, I personally would take Patrick Surtain over all these guys, but that's just me.
Roger McCreary, another guy from Auburn that I really enjoyed watching this year, 5'11", 190. What do you think about him?
Yeah, his tape was really, really good. The issue he's going to face is arm length. And I know that, things like that get thrown around a lot. But his arm length, I was told this. I don't do these kinds of studies. I don't have this kind of time. But there's only been one corner taken in the last 10 years with arm length as short as McCreary. Only one corner drafted.
Wow.
So that's going to be a factor for teams. They're going to say his arms are too short and that guys don't make it when their arms are too short. But if you put on his tape and you watch him play against Kayshon Boutte, is it Boutte or Boutte, the LSU receiver? I think it's Boutte.
Yep.
Kayshon Boutte. You watch him against Jamison Williams. You watch him against John Mechie. He played outstanding mirror match press man against all those guys. His tape is very, very good. And I think he can play man. I think he can play zone. Now, he played almost exclusively on the outside for Auburn. He could easily be seen if the arm If the arm length is an issue, I think you could put him in the slot and you'd be fine. But his tape's really good. And, I don't know how to handle the arm length issue other than the stat I gave you, which will be a factor for some teams.
Cosell, let me ask you this. Hometown kid, because he is from here and went to University of Tennessee, Alontae Taylor. Heard some good things about him in the Senior Bowl. What do you think of him?
Yeah, I like Alontae Taylor. And I actually want to watch a little more of him, but I've seen a lot. I think that he's got size and length. Like, for instance, his arms are like 3-4 inches longer than McCrary's. That's a big difference when you really think about it.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah. And I think he has the traits to play both man and zone. I saw someone say that they liked him at safety. I guess you could think that. I think he's a corner. I think he's very physical. I think he's very competitive. I think he's got quick feet. He played with toughness. He was willing to hit and tackle. Yeah. So I see him as an outside corner. He's over 6 feet. He's right about 200 pounds. He ran incredibly well. To me, his traits, his measurables and his on-field play and traits scream corner to me. I would not think of this guy as a safety at all, although I saw some people say that, but I think he's a good corner prospect.
Where do you see corners in college football that do end up playing safety? Is it like a big, tall boundary corner that might slip into more of a safety role?
Well, I think normally, guys who you think of as safeties are guys that you feel like can't play man coverage.
Yeah.
And that they're, as we say, their transition, their change of direction, their ability to flip their hips, that's a little sticky and segmented as opposed to smooth and fluid. Because at some point in this league, you have to play man. And in fact, I would argue that man is more demanded than ever because of the increase in the number of RPOs and quick game throws where you're not going to impact the quarterback. So if you're not going to impact the quarterback, who do you have to impact? The receivers. Otherwise, because if you don't impact and disrupt the receivers, it's simply pitch and catch because you're not going to get to the quarterback when the ball comes out that quick. So you have to be able to line up somewhere along the line and play press man.
Speaking of safety, Greg Cosell with us from NFL Films, talking about defensive backs today. Speaking of safety, which guy stands out the most to you?
Well, I think, you have to look at Kyle Hamilton because he's a little bit of a freak given his size.
Right.
And he did play all over. So, when you look at Hamilton, you feel like, okay, this is a guy that's he's different than most guys. He's over 6'4". Keep that in mind. Now, some might say there's not a lot of 6'4" safeties because there aren't. I'm sure there have been. I can't think of one offhand, but they used him all over. He played on the back end. He played in the box. He blitzed. He matched up man-to-man to tight ends, to wide receivers at times. To me, he struck me. I think there's a comparison to be made with someone like Derwin James. Now, James isn't quite as tall, but James, for the Chargers, did a whole bunch of things, lined up all over. Now, I would say James is probably twitchier and more short area sudden, and Hamilton is more straight line fluid with more range. He's incredibly rangy. Once he takes that first or second step and gets going, he just eats up ground, more than you could possibly think. So Hamilton is clearly the cream of the crop at safety.
That's a great comparison right there. Every time I start thinking about freaks at safety, automatically comes in my head Deshaun Taylor when you talk about size.
And you know what?
Speed.
Somebody compared Hamilton to Taylor, and Taylor was probably a little better overall athlete than Hamilton.
Yeah.
Because Taylor was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But Taylor was a big man too. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was bigger. He was, girthier than Hamilton. Hamilton, even though he weighs 220, almost looks thin and lean because he's 6'4" and 1/8", I think.
Long. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's long.
So could you drop him down in packages, do you think, at linebacker? Because, he's got the physical size to hold up. I was thinking of a guy like Thomas Davis back in the day, played safety at Georgia. And he wasn't 6'4", but he did end up playing linebacker in the NFL.
Yeah, and he ended up weighing 230, 235, which I don't think that's not going to happen with Hamilton. I don't think, for instance, a comparison that I've seen some make, which I don't agree with at all, and that's okay. He's not Cam Chancellor. Cam Chancellor was 6'4", 232. First of all, Hamilton's got a very long, sinewy, lean build. I don't think you want. To me, you don't want to add 10, 15 pounds to him. I think he's a safety because I think if you make him a linebacker, to me, you're taking him away a really critical piece of his game and his traits, which is his range. I mean, he is incredibly rangy.
Right. Is there another safety out there that we need to know about?
Well, there's a whole bunch of safeties. I mean, there's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys that I like. We can't, obviously we don't have time for all of them right now. So I'm going to mention two that I really like. And I'm leaving out Lewis Seen from Georgia. I don't want people to think I don't like him. We just can't talk about everybody. I really like Jaquan Brister from Penn State, and I really like Brian Cook from Cincinnati. It wouldn't surprise me if both those guys, depending on who drafts them, are day one starters, particularly Brisker, who has corner experience in his background and can basically do anything you ask a safety to do. The only reason why Brisker is not a top 10 kind of guy is because you wouldn't say he's a special athlete. He's a good athlete, but he's not an explosive, sudden mover, but he can do everything. In some ways, he reminds me of the Micah Hydes and the Jordan Poyers, guys who, by the way, were not high draft choices, and Poyer was actually a corner in college, and Hyde might have been as well. I can't remember, but they've become really complete, multi-dimensional safeties that do everything. I think Brisker's that kind of player.
Nice. Great stuff, Greg Cosell.
Yes.
1 week from today, it all gets underway, and we've enjoyed these positional breakdowns from you. Thank you very much, man.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you next week.
Appreciate it, Greg.
There you go.
Thanks,
There he is.
Cosell.
That's
At Greg Cosell.
3.
Are we going to talk to him Thursday?
Yeah.
Next week? Okay.
Hopefully.
So leading into the draft, maybe we'll hit all the mock drafts and the players that people have mocked to the Titans.
So I forgot that we had DBs coming up today, so I made a list of players I think might be in play for the Titans for him to break down next week. So we do have some names for him to hit on.
That whole secondary, man, from Cincinnati could be.
Woo! It was a good football team, man.
I know it was a good team. I didn't watch them
that.
like that in the secondary.
I know.
I know about
and
Sauce for sure because he was
still
flashy.
Cincinnati too.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
you
you know what I'm
still
saying? Yeah.
there's still this block
dang,
for
yeah.
some reason. Yeah,
Like, woo, that is a recruiting tool right there.
doing work there.
What's the guy name up there? Pat. What's his name? The head coach for Cincinnati.
No, that's Fickle.
Fickle.
Yeah, it's Vrabel's best buddy.
Yeah.
Luke. Fickle.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
And
you're
they going to what,
thinking
Big 12?
Pitt. Pitt is
You know what?
Narduzzi.
Yeah, Narduzzi.
Nard.
Mm-hmm.
But
What
yeah,
they going Big
no,
12
it's Luke
next year?
Fickle.
What they going to next year? Cincinnati.
Yeah, Big 12.
Big 12, yeah.
Yep.
That's going to be interesting.
All right, 3HL 104.5 The Zone. New Missouri basketball coach Dennis Gates had an interesting quote. We'll share it with you next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, that's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. Maybe you're driving home right now, sitting in a car you wish you didn't have. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. You can get something more reliable, something maybe you just simply want to drive. Either way, no matter what you're looking for, these guys are going to help you with no pressure at all. You go see my friends at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. You take your test drive, you ask your questions, they'll have your answers for you, and then you'll experience the best car buying experience that you've ever had. I said the word experience twice for a reason, because that's what's going to be great about it. I've bought multiple vehicles from them, including a Ram truck not too long ago, and these guys are the best. They ask of you one thing, that if you're out there shopping around, just include them in the process, and you'll be glad that you did. 3450 Tom Austin Highway in beautiful Springfield, Tennessee, about 30 minutes from downtown Nashville, 24 west to exit 35, straight shot to the best car buying experience you've ever had. Check them out online. GuptonMotors.com is the website. All the dealership information is there. The entire inventory is there as well. GuptonMotors.com. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay.
I am so glad I turned Zone TV on when I did.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I bet Don would be a superstar at the wedding dance thing where everybody's drinking.
Imagine if I could actually dance.
Well, I don't think it would matter at a wedding.
Sometimes
That's
you
what
don't
I'm
need
saying.
to. You don't need to be able to dance.
Right.
Sometimes.
It doesn't matter. At a wedding, it doesn't matter.
Everybody
Like if you
fried.
actually can dance, you
Yeah,
stand
it's kind
out.
of like,
you got to dumb it down.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I like that way of
That's like if
thinking.
you're really smart and all your friends are dumb, you got to like dumb it down, right?
No. No, you got to let them know, man. I'm smart. Y'all, hey. Oh, what y'all going to do?
Happy National High Five Day.
What?
Is that the day?
That's today.
Oh, you're going to trigger Slay over there.
Dude, like, what, like, I ain't seen nobody. Listen, I've been out here all day.
You
I ain't seen nobody give nobody a high five. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you making these holidays up, like, that's how you know these days really don't mean nothing, man. That's what I'm saying. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. That's like these dudes writing the letters. Like, just Captain Obvious.
Yeah, write your letter to your mama or your grandma.
They want it.
Yeah.
They want it.
Nobody else.
You're talking about the goodbye letters for people
Yeah.
that don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm going to
like
keep on
Shane
talking
Sharp,
about
who didn't play for 1 minute. He had a 5-paragraph, man, this has
it.
been
Who
the
knew
best
he was going
experience.
to the draft? Like, it just all of a sudden hit him.
I did pass the pedal tavern when I was pulling in, and I saw them, like, all give each other high fives.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well. Pedal Tavern High Five Day. That's what it is.
It's National High Five Day. So from now on, you give everybody a high five.
If I don't see nobody give me no high five, and that day don't exist.
You're not really a high five kind of guy, though.
No, I'll fist pound. I'll fist bump them all day. I've been a fist bumper for a while.
Slay, what about National Chocolate Covered Cashews Day?
When is that day?
Today.
How can you have 2 days in one?
Oh, there's usually like 5.
Yeah, there's like 6. I've got it pulled up right now. There's
Oh,
like
they
6
need
or
to-
7
man,
holidays. It's
they need
National
to stop.
Yellow Bat Day.
Yellow Bat Day.
It's national. It's also National Kindergarten Day.
So everybody got to go to kindergarten. Come on, man. Like, what? This is out of control.
We could
man.
all go pick up baby Babs. She's not in kindergarten,
She's
but
not even in kindergarten.
I know, but
it's not even her day.
Yeah, see?
How excited would she be? We all just showed up to pick her up.
Well, everybody except for
She'd be
Slay.
screaming if I got me.
Well, it's not like we can
Uncle
hide him.
Slay.
He's bigger than all of us.
She might be cool though in her. She in her environment. Then she might welcome me.
She might be okay because she's the boss there.
Yeah, but she
You know what they call
But
her?
she pushes kids
What?
there.
What they call
Oh,
her there?
that's just started. They call her the mayor.
Dude, yeah, you
Yeah.
did tell us that. Yeah.
They call her
So
the mayor.
What's she gonna
'cause
do
she's in charge.
when I can tell her she can't have my nickname?
Ooh.
Ooh,
I don't think you want
Then
that.
she'll like you and hate me.
Yeah, I don't think you want that. Yours.
yeah.
I
Then
think you
she'll
need to stay cool.
take out your knees.
Yeah.
I haven't taught her this. It's just in her
It's just in her
DNA.
to take knees out.
Yeah, she has started pushing people
I like that.
because they get in her space.
Yeah, you gotta
I mean,
stay-
I get it.
Stay out my
I don't
space.
want Mike Tyson doesn't want people in his
Sure
space.
don't.
No, he'd knock you out.
He
I
just
mean, he
knocks
had
you
Mike
out.
Tyson's punch out. Why are you gonna go mess with that guy?
Right. You want to be Glass Joe?
I'll do you like Glass, Joe. Coach Dennis Gates, new Missouri basketball coach, said this: in my eyes, you have the NBA, the SEC, the G League, and then some other conferences below that.
Wow.
How about that?
That's pretty tough right there.
I didn't even know who that guy was, but now he's saying stuff like that. I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yeah. That's why the SEC got to hurry up and win a national championship in basketball. to verify that. Like
Outside of Kentucky and Florida.
I mean, it's National High Five
but I'm
Day.
saying like recent, like.
I'm giving Coach Dennis Gates a high five right now.
Yeah.
There you go.
He don't even know. He probably got a yellow bat. He think that's his day. Nobody know about these days, man.
Yeah, Dennis Gates out there telling everybody, man, it's National Yellow Bat Day. Get your yellow bat.
Like who? Like that's all I
What's
need to know.
a yellow bat?
I guess slow down or I hit you.
All right, the real answer. Sadly, I know the real answer. How
Slow
far is
down or I'll hit you.
This is yellow.
It's the caution bat.
Yeah.
It's the
Do
dime bat.
Do I need this bat in the
you
studio?
most definitely do.
Oh,
Yeah.
especially when you're at Starbucks.
Hey, That clown pulled in front of me in the line when I was doing the courtesy thing and not blocking the actual driveway.
Yeah, but you can't get out of your car and go up to her car window. You don't know what people have in their car ready for you.
Well, she doesn't know what I have ready for her. So,
what is the yellow bat?
Speaking of,
the yellow bat is commemorating the 1967 Army when it was activated in the security agency company from Fort Campbell in Kentucky.
Oh, Fort Campbell.
See, this is why I said, this may actually be something that people around here know about.
Okay.
But
I still don't get it.
Much respect.
This all over the world.
But we love our
it's just United
people
States.
at Fort Campbell.
Texas has a holiday too, but that we're not celebrating.
I love our troops. So
What was that? Let's take a break. I don't know. There's
Did
aliens
you hear
in the
that
building.
over the air?
It's Ghost. I don't know. The Ghost is back.
I got to pay the water bill.
All right, 5 o'clock hour coming up. National high five. Hey, high five whoever's next to you right now. We'll be right back.
What up, people? You know who it is. It's me, Ron Slay. Listen, Ryan Kelly and the HomeLoanExpert.com is the people you should rely on when you're trying to get some extra cash back. Who don't like extra cash back? I don't know. Probably no one. Everybody loves extra cash back. That's why you can close your loan in as little as 21 days from new home loans to refinances. Get great low rates and top-notch customer service at the HomeLoanExpert.com. Cash out refi, I give it to you every day. The average homeowner last year got $52,000 out. That's important. Help with those bills that you're struggling with, debt, whatever it may be. That's your home, your biggest asset, people. That's what you should rely on. So let's skip that. Let's talk about the Hero Loan. So we were just talking about Fort Campbell and the yellow bats and all that. Hero Loan, that's also changing the way the military community does mortgages. No more 68-day wait times. They can get you in your home in 14 days, man. A new home. Who does that? HeroLoan.com does. So you need to tap into them. Ryan Kelly and the HomeLoanExpert.com. I can't make it any more simpler for you people.
Good evening. I am Joe Honk, and the Tennessee Titans held a press conference earlier today before the draft for next week. General Manager John Robinson, as well as head coach Mike Vrabel, were there. And yes, John Robinson and Mike Vrabel were both asked about A.J. Brown and his contract situation. And here's what the GM had to say.
Yeah, we've had some discussions with his reps. When he was here a couple weeks ago, I talked to him, and working through that. Not going to get into any details with contract negotiations. Never have really done that, but we've made it public about how we feel about AJ and how we wanted to be a part of this football team.
The NFL just announced a little while ago that if you are wondering when and where the Titans are going to play in the 2022 season, as far as the schedule is concerned, that is going to be dropping on Thursday, May 12th at 7 p.m. And the Grizz and Timberwolves have taken the series back up to Minneapolis as Minnesota and Memphis are tied at one game apiece. They play again tonight. Tip-off is at 6:30 on TNT. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to go visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Brent Doherty, Ron Slay. Dawn Davenport's got an event she is hosting.
She's got an event.
She's very important.
Oh, yeah.
But sitting in for Dawn Davenport is some ghost that just stopped the whole show a minute ago.
I don't know what that ghost was doing. It just got wild and weird on us.
Phones started ringing and just don't know what was going on.
Whole thing's strange. I don't know what's going to happen in the next hour, but we're here for it, and we appreciate you being with us. A lot going on. There's Titans news we'll get to in just a second. But a couple of things out there. Jay Wright, wanted to hit on this a little bit. Retired.
Yeah.
Just had a team meeting and told everybody he's out.
Got to step on down.
At 60, I think that's a good time to go, man. What do you want?
What is he going to do?
I don't know, but he's got 4 Final Fours, 2 national championships. He looks like George Clooney. I mean,
whole lot of knowledge. Whole lot of knowledge.
Can do TV if he wants.
Oh, without
wow,
question.
Look at Dawn Davenport.
Ooh, hi, mama.
That dress has a trail to it.
Come on, Hug. Turn the camera on. What you doing? Oh. Look.
There, her camera's on.
Yeah.
It's sleeveless and sleeved all at the same time.
Show him, Babsy. That's what I'm talking about.
There's probably some kind
it's
of
called
name.
a one-shoulder dress.
I knew. Slay, this is why we're not hosting the fashion thing tonight.
This is right. This is it.
It's sleeved and sleeveless.
Yeah, like hey.
Here she is. Dawn Davenport.
We don't know what to do with you.
She's got a trail.
I'm going to need you fools to go do play-by-play on the runway here.
Wouldn't that be amazing? If we did the play-by-play on the runway?
That'll be fire. That's what that'll be. Cold-blooded.
Oh, man. All right. Where were we?
Sorry.
Jay Wright.
Yeah, Jay Wright,
You called that the other day.
I did. Yep.
And it's funny because, like, the growing sentiment in that world is some of those dudes just don't want to deal with this NIL deal stuff. And I'm not saying that's why he stepped back. I'm just saying I know, we all know
right,
that there are people that are just that's wearing on them.
Yep.
And it's going to get them.
Man, you're walking into a different world, man, where you had success doing it your way. And the reason to change isn't necessarily – it's not necessarily when like it's okay to evolve. This isn't evolving. This is kind of like a force change that's happening with these coaches with the NIL coming in place and these kids having the opportunity to, kind of – bid themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's legal.
Like Shaden Sharp, this has been the best 4 months of my life.
like really,
big
dude.
props to Portia.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Like, man, it's wild, man. So it's I think a lot of them are tapping out, especially the ones like Coach Wright, man. They got championships, Final Fours. Like, do I need to go through this for another 5 to 10 years, man? I don't believe so. All right, Babsy.
She's in the hall. We're in a we're in a soundproof studio, and we could hear her say, "See ya, Hunt."
See ya, Hunt.
Oh, bye. My door was closed. I couldn't hear.
What else is going on? Tennessee baseball coach Tony Vitello said today he deserved his suspension, but that it's not fun to miss games. He said Saturday was fine. Tuesday was miserable. Sunday can't get here soon enough. Tennessee playing at Florida. He cannot be on the premises for either the Friday or Saturday game, but back at it on Sunday. Tennessee outscored Alabama after that. What was it, 26-4? Something like that after he got – I still can't quit watching the bump. Like him bumping that umpire.
So wait a second. He's going to Gainesville. He will be there for 2 days.
Yeah.
But he can't be at the stadium.
Dude, you know how much fun I'd have?
Like, is he just going to go to a bar and just watch the game? Like, what does he do in Gainesville for 2 days?
Man, he's Tony Vitello. He do whatever he want to do. That's what he do.
That would go viral, though. If he was sitting in a bar in Gainesville, just kicking back some beer, watching the baseball.
With the daddy hat on, trying to be incognito.
Daddy? Yeah.
That'll be cold-blooded.
Oh, that's funny. Also, Queen Elizabeth is 96 today. Happy birthday.
The Queen Elizabeth.
Prince Philip had some nicknames for her. I don't think I've ever run this by you, but he used to call her, you can look this up. Prince Philip, R.I.P., died in April of last year at like 98 or something. He used to call her Sausage.
Yeah. Hey, that's a hell of a name. Okay.
Can you imagine calling the Queen Sausage? Like, if I ever met her, I might do it. Just to do it. I mean, out of respect for Prince Philip.
Right.
One says cabbage.
Yeah, cabbage.
Cabbage.
Cabbage is another one. Yep.
Cabbage is in the building. We have cabbage.
Man, cabbage is good. With some cha-cha on it.
Not a fan.
No.
Oh, cha-cha?
Of cabbage.
Cabbage.
What? Y'all crazy.
Nope.
Y'all ain't had the right people make it. I'm telling you, cabbage, boy. I'll mess with cabbage. It's going to make you poop, though. That's the only thing. You can turn into a poop monster. Crop dust monster. Up and down the street.
It's like,
It's crop dust.
until that part, I was thinking, for football season, we should get you and a bunch of people out and to do like a grill tailgate outside to cook some of this food.
Yeah, we are. We're having a cookout.
We are.
In June, right?
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm glad my ideas work out.
I don't know that they want us to tell y'all that.
Yeah,
but
I don't think we're supposed to tell y'all. But we have one. Hey.
we say this all the time. Don't tell us stuff because it's going to come. We're not going to stop.
You can't.
Look, to be honest, I had no idea or I wouldn't have said anything because I was like, man, that'd be cool to have Slay cooking, to have some people cooking this food he always talks about.
Sources close to us indicate there may or may not be a cookout in the making.
Grilled cabbage is really good.
Get off the cabbage.
Get off the crack.
The crap.
Get off, boy.
All right, the Tennessee Titans are in the news. The Tennessee legislature passes budget to include the deal for the new Titan Stadium.
Let's go. It's going down for real.
We literally were singing that during the break. I don't know why. But here's a story from News Channel 5. A budget deal that allows the Titans bond and interest money to pay for a new stadium is now approved. $500 million package plus a $55 million interest payment for the deal. Passed both the House and Senate despite debate from members in both chambers.
Oh, you can't fight it.
Can't fight City Hall. So
No, man, that's the wrong place to fight, man.
You can't fight a new stadium either.
No.
An enclosed stadium would cost between $1.9 and $2.2 billion at 1.7 million square feet. About the size of your house.
I'm like, I can't even picture like what.
How many of my houses could I fit in this? In this area.
Like, oh man, I can't do that.
Construction would take 31 months with the hope of completion for the 2026 NFL season. The Titans said an enclosed stadium would create 15 additional ticket events per year with $225 million in direct spending compared to the current stadium. That's per year.
That's interesting. 15 more events. Just that. This ain't including like the stuff happening at Bridgestone and stuff like that.
I mean, you'd have those big stadium concerts and you could do them in the winter.
Dude. Hey, that'd be cold.
NCAA Final Four. Can you imagine watching a Final Four over there?
Home? Man.
Basketball and football.
Man, they ain't got us in the building. They wrong. I'm talking about just walking around freely, too. So we need the passes. They ain't got to give me passes for nothing else, but they got to give me passes for that.
I mean, we're just like talking about development of the stadium, you already won't pass.
Yeah, get me right in the door. I need to be over there when they're creating it so I can find out where to because they got to have secret entrances.
Oh yeah, when I went to Hume Fogg for my freshman and sophomore year, it took me 2 years to convince my mom I didn't want to be there. Boy, I convinced the hell out of her.
You got it.
And then I went to Hillsborough. But when I was at Hume Fogg, that was the story, that there's all these tunnels through downtown Nashville.
See what I'm saying?
Have you heard that, or are you just
not
not
surprised?
surprised
I have heard
by
that.
that?
I've heard you say that before.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And I'm really curious of how true that is, because that would be kind of awesome.
I think it's true. I think without question.
I know there are tunnels underneath Bridgestone Arena, but that's what I heard.
Gotta have them
all through downtown Nashville.
And man, that's what's going.
Secret ways in and out of everywhere.
We own Nashville. We on the way, baby. City's evolving.
So NFL Combine is mentioned as a possibility. Of course, a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Man, here's the thing about the Super Bowl, Slay. So we went to cover the Super Bowl in Indianapolis, and we were walking around downtown Indianapolis. We're looking around and going, Nashville could host it, a Super Bowl.
Easy.
But at that time, so we came back talking about it on the air, and this guy called in and goes, we don't have the pipes needed to handle all the sewage downtown. Now, the real story is that turned into a show joke for years. But then, remember, they busted up all the streets, and they put, I kept saying they're laying pipe on Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
And they were, literally.
Really?
But then they put all these hotels in, so now you got all the hotels.
You got it in, yeah.
So now we're ready, man. I totally could see this happening.
Man, without question. Like, it's needed, man. Like, this is the destination city, man. So you might as well make it for events as well.
A lot of people point back to the city hosting the NHL All-Star Game and then the Preds Stanley Cup run.
I think that did it.
And that did it. And then the NFL draft wanting to be a part of it. And then you see that. I mean, when they ran that camera on the wire down Broadway.
That was amazing. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
I mean, chill
That
bumps.
was all right.
Chill bumps.
That was tough right there, man.
So there you go. So that plan is put in full effect. 615-737-1045 is the number. 615-737-1045 at 3HL1045 on Twitter. People are out here tweeting. I keep seeing this. The Titans should pay AJ. And it's weird. I heard Ramon and Will Bowling talking about this morning. It's weird. People tend to side with the organization as opposed to the player.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come down, it just seems like a lot of people tend to come down with the angle of the club. So the club needs to do this. The club needs to sign AJ.
Right.
What if they're trying to sign AJ, but AJ thinks he's worth more than what they think he's worth? Or they're willing to pay? Then you look at it from the other side, which is what you've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, the player is putting the business out there.
Right.
And that may be where we are. 615-737-1045.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. If I could tell the younger version of myself just one thing, a little less partying and close loans faster. The 21-day closing guarantee, only available at thehomeloanexpert.com.
What up, man? What's happening? Music City Autoplex is what's happening. You need to go down there and get your car, man. I'm going to tell you this now. You might be riding around in a car and you're thinking to yourself, man, I sure would like to get a new car. And you know what? You can make that happen. 2430 Gallatin Pike North is where you would head to. MusicCityAutoplex.com is on your handheld devices. But listen, they are making things happen easily for you. When I'm talking about financing options, I'm talking about new inventory, like everything is covered. And now you can tap into other people, not just me. Like Tamika, she said, this is my second time buying a car through Music City Autoplex. And each time I've driven away completely satisfied. They have made the purchasing process seamless and smooth. There was no gimmick or trickery like most dealerships. Just pure honesty and me driving away knowing that I got a great deal. So there you have it, people. It ain't just me. It's other people. It's other customers, and they want you to be a customer. So slide on in there, man. Music City Autoplex. Go get you a car.
3HL 1045, The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ron Slade. Don Davenport has moved on today to host a very important event. Floyd Money Mayweather tried to run up on the MMA champ's girl. We'll play a little audio.
Money
for
May.
you from Barstool, where my man Aljamain Sterling, I think is how you pronounce his name, told the story to Barstool about Floyd Money Mayweather.
He keeps some big guys with him. I know that. He does.
Who, the MMA guy or Money?
No, Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
Some dudes like 6'9", 6'10".
Best defensive boxer in the history of the sport.
Man.
Not a knockout
treat.
guy.
No.
He's not that guy.
A true treat to watch.
Yeah. Quick feet and quick hands.
Man. Pop, pop, pop. Hey. You know what Babsy is gone.
Oh, you turned out the lights.
Yeah, yeah.
Dang, Slay setting the mood.
That's right.
Get that Lou Rawls going.
Let's see how we look.
You'll never find.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh, you're saying the video looks better.
His camera now looks a little bit better since he turned the lights out. He looks more like Brent and Dawn's camera.
Yep. 615-737-1045. So the legislature passed the funding for the stadium, so that's out there. Also, A.J. Brown, what's he up to now?
Yeah.
Laying low with that Deebo video that went out yesterday. I'm surprised that hadn't gone all over the place.
Man, I'm surprised a lot of people ain't hit on the 2-year. I'm going to be real. Like, I just knew that may catch legs, man, but I guess
it's funny. The guy that put it out didn't have enough followers, I guess.
Yep.
And so then it wasn't up for very long. It was up long enough for us to grab it.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't up for very long, and then somebody asked him to take it down, I guess.
Had to.
Because he took it down.
Yep. I wonder what's the fans' feelings and the listeners' feelings to this A.J. Brown situation? Like, do you need to go on and pay him, or what is it?
If they're willing to pay him 20 and he wants more than 20, where are you on that deal?
I'm okay for that. Don't call his phone for less than 23.
Like, don't even put your number in his screen.
Nope. Don't let your number pop up on my phone. If you ain't got 23 to talk about as a base. And listen, you can get to this number however, because Blaine made a good point on him and Blaine and Mickey. On Blaine and Mickey today.
Blaine was looking sharp today, too.
Yeah. Blaine always likes to come in and try to look dapper now.
Sunglasses going.
Yeah, he look dapper now.
Yeah.
He was dapper now. But he was like, you can get it all in the incentive-based, which I know Babs would love because, that's performance-based in a sense. That's performance-based in a sense.
Ever since I mentioned that Mike Tyson story where he knocked the guy out on the plane, you've been punching that mic.
Yeah, it's an accident right there. But yeah, I think that's how you do it, man. You gotta get it to where it's 23, even if it's a lot of it in the bonus, which it should be. You got to get this man his money, man. Like 20 is solid. Okay, so I mean
that's what like the going rate is.
Yeah, right. So 22. I'll come down to 22
because Tyreek Hill is 30.
Yeah, but his
and allegedly Deebo wants to be the highest paid non-quarterback.
Yeah, so we'll let them deal with that. I'm gonna go and hurry up and get to AJ and get in his ear and let him know.
Deebo wants to be the highest paid wide receiver or highest paid non-quarterback and do less than what he did last year.
Yeah, that's right. He doesn't want to be a running back at all.
He's like, I want one position and I want to stay there.
I love to find out what team is going to allow that.
Because that's his value.
For him to be highest paid and only be a receiver.
Right, because you are in that ballpark because of all the things that you do.
Right. Exactly.
So if you dial that back, I'm going to dial this back.
It only makes sense. That only makes sense. You know what I mean? So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. But, AJ, I'm all for it, man. And I backed off $1 million. I'd say 22. 22 million.
22 million?
22 million.
Is this going to look weird if I put the screen into the screen?
Cool.
Why?
Because we screen in the screen.
It's an inception. It's inception now because every single time with the delay, you continue to put the phone up against the screen.
I love that movie.
It's such a weird movie. 615-737-1045.
Oh, that's cold-blooded.
At 3HL 1045. What if you do it too? Then what?
Oh, we all in the screen.
Freddie in Nashville next up. Freddie, what's up?
Over and over and over.
Hey, guys. How are y'all?
How you
Hey,
doing,
we're
Freddie?
good, man.
Doing good. How are you?
Great.
We're good. How are you?
Just hanging out.
Us too.
What you got for us, Freddie? What you think of this AJ
y'all
Brown
was speaking
situation?
about the tunnels through Nashville. The actual tunnels through Nashville, they were built around creeks. The creeks actually carried whatever they needed to through Nashville, and they built the tunnels around those.
Okay.
So there are tunnels in downtown Nashville, according to you, Freddie.
Yes, sir, they are. You can Google them.
Oh, okay. What's what Nashville Creeks or Nashville Tunnels?
Nashville Creek Tunnel.
The Creek Tunnel. Okay.
Thank you, Freddie. Freddie, boom,
Appreciate
boom,
it,
Washington.
Yeah. Thanks, Fred.
What do I Google? Nashville Creeks?
I'm gonna Google it.
First thing that pops up, Nashville tunnels that live up to the legends and some don't.
That's what's up, man.
Here's the thing with the wide receivers. Back to the wide receivers. So the San Francisco 49ers say they're not trading Deebo Samuel.
Right.
Well, this is a quarterback, but Arizona Cardinals GM Steve Keim on the chances of Kyler Murray getting traded, quote, 0 chance, end quote. So you have what seems to be these hard-line big A walls in between player and organization, which magically get worked out.
Right.
Typically speaking, right? But now you're living in a day and age in the NFL where trades are happening, not to the rate of like an NBA, but there used to be no trades in the NFL.
Right.
Because of contract, free agents, contract, salary cap, all those things. But now they're working their way through all that stuff. And now, I mean, anything's possible. Could John Robinson trade A.J. Brown? Hell yeah, he could.
Yeah, he could.
If he gets enough.
Right. I think the other thing to it, the other element is it's able to play out and voices are heard in the public. Now, usually these were backroom dealings and we never knew about it until the day of, and it's about to pop off, or somebody maybe leaks it out and somebody gets a hold of it. But outside of that, you didn't know about it. But now, this is the talk. So, man, that's got to be a headache, too, on the franchise, too, man. You got to deal with that. And I think the players and the agents love it.
Yeah. And because AJ was doing what he was doing on Twitter, and whatever reason you think is out there for him to do that, for me, I just think he enjoys,
just
all of the activity that's going.
It's boring right now. Let's play around with it.
Let's just throw a tweet out there and get all this reaction and see what happens. Get everybody talking about you, all those things. But the reality is, so you immediately start thinking, boy, they better get this deal done quick.
Yep.
Because he's getting impatient and upset and all these things. Well, that may or may not be true. But as Don pointed out, Mickey has said this for a long time. He pointed out that Derrick Henry got done on the 18th and in July.
Yep.
Taylor Lewan was the same week. All these guys were the same week. So I would anticipate, if they're 3 for 3, then it's probably going to happen at the end of July.
Why wouldn't it?
Third to fourth week of July.
Yep. And everything will be fine. Man, that's a long time to wait, though.
It's a long time to wait.
Yeah, all the chatter we got to deal with. Hopefully they can that's why you need to hit a good draft pick in this draft, because it can at least shine light on that. Because if not, it's automatically going to shift back to A.J. Brown talk.
Well, and is all this just coming up because of the draft? Because these players think, all right, well, if I get my word out that I want out now, this gives teams the opportunity to trade draft picks.
Right, because you're not trading after the draft.
No, right.
Because at that point, the draft capital means nothing. You're not going to wait a whole year for it.
So now San Francisco can, if they wanted to, field offers for a first-round draft pick and Deebo.
Right. The reality is situated like Tyreek Hill. They traded 5 picks for him. That's 5 players.
Yeah.
But it's only one first-round pick, though. So you had a first and a second this year. That's the majority of the compensation.
Right.
Right. So what would Deebo be worth? He'd be worth a first-round pick and then some, but what would he be worth?
One thing for sure, Deebo wouldn't have to worry about coming here and getting scaled back. They'll use him up.
But I think that's part of the problem as well, is what teams are going to now want to go get him if they're like, well, his advantage is the fact that he can do everything. He's a Cordell Patterson, but better.
Steven on Twitter, you can reach us there at 3HL1045. Man, my guy hasn't played a full season. Take this 20 and work for the other 2-3. during the season incentive.
So you want an incentive base? Hey. I always believe, man, comfort is something that can't be replaced and it's priceless. But like you said yesterday, do you let them walk for $3 or $4 million? Is that what you do? Like, I'm not sure I'm good with that, man. Knowing that I could keep them for $3 or $4 million more than let them get away.
Right. I mean, at some point, it's too much, though.
Right,
and
without question.
They know their bankroll way better than we do.
Yeah. You got to have a ceiling. Now, and we're not going out of the ceiling. We ain't busting through the ceiling to go to the attic. We stand right here in the house.
No telling what happens in the attic.
Exactly.
When you were a kid, that's the last place you wanted to be.
Yeah, or the basement.
Terrifying.
Yeah, attic or basement. Heaven and hell. Dude, I live with a single mom in an old A house, and those wood floors creaked and stuff. She'd go to bed at like 7 o'clock. Man.
The floors get acting up.
I think that's probably why I'm so in favor of springing forward and staying there. So you have more daylight at the end of the day. That's probably why. It's like this child psychology thing.
You don't want to go back. You don't like the dog.
When it was dark and the house was creaking, mom's asleep, I'm like.
That's a little rhyme.
What's that sound?
House is creaking. No, I'm
telling you, man, I would lock my bedroom door. I would have a TV right next to my bed, like on one of those old tray table things. I'd have a big box fan next to me on my bed.
Yeah.
And a hammer.
Damn. It's gonna beat them to death when they come in on you.
Hey man, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out swinging.
I feel you. I feel you, brother.
It's got visuals.
615-737-1045. All of that's real, man. Charlie in St. Petersburg. Charlie, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, Charlie.
And I'm a former Nashville guy, and love you guys. Listen to you all the time when I get get a chance. Anyway, you were just talking about tunnels and something or other. I have no idea what preceded that. I just got done playing golf. If you let me draw a picture. You're leaving the Bridgestone Arena, walking toward the river, but immediately directly across the street. One bar in from Broadway is a bar that if you go in, you take a step or two down and you go into that bar, there's a fireplace in there that was part of the Underground Railroad, and I believe it has to stay as it is and be kept up by it. It is not a burn coal or burn wood fireplace. It was part of the Underground Railroad. And I don't know if it actually led to the river or led from the river, but it connected with the river. So that's just a little part of your a part you can go experience. That bar was fantastic. It was a little bitty one, 4 stories high. Not the bar on the corner of whatever that is, Bridgestone and Broadway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
Rippy's is on the corner.
Okay, then the next one in, not the real expensive one that's even another,
Poncho and Lefty.
That's what it is.
That's who you're talking about.
We can find out about this. Hey, thank you, Charlie. Appreciate it. How'd you hit him today?
Hey, terrible. I've been retired for about 8 years now, and every year I think I get better, but my scores are all the same.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Where did you play, Charlie?
At a place called Seminole Golf Club, not the one that you're thinking of. Okay. This is in Pinellas Park, or in Seminole, Florida. I moved here, retired down here several years ago, and still listen to you guys on not YouTube radio. What I listen on iHeartRadio.
iHeart, yeah.
iHeart.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, thank you, Charlie. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
St. Petersburg is a cool town. If you ever get a chance to go down there, they've got this fort on a cliff, and boy, you can visualize everything.
Yeah,
with those cannons going at boats, and I mean,
perfect view of the ocean from that shot.
According to Charlie,
that's cold-blooded.
You can get to the Underground Railroad from Poncho and Lefty's.
Yeah, we got to dig into that.
And that makes complete sense, right? Coming from the river. Because you want to get away from the river because that's where everybody's looking, right?
Yeah.
Like back in the day.
That's dope.
Wow.
That's cold-blooded, man. I love little
like
nuggets like that,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
At 3HL1045, Mayor of Dolton, if we draft Brent's guy Ritter, we could get out of Tanny's deal next year. Then you got money for AJ.
Oh, really?
I mean, I'm telling you, dude. Slay Dog.
The good thing is,
if they took Ritter at 26, I would not be upset with that because then you have a plan at quarterback. Right now, you don't have a plan. Right now, your plan is next year, I'm going to draft a guy and play a rookie at quarterback.
That's the risk you're running, is either making the plan this year, trying to get a free agent next year, or you're starting a rookie.
No, the risk you running is getting Ryan Tannehill killed if you don't take an offensive lineman. That's the risk you running.
Well, I mean, they got 3 of the 5 back from last year.
Yeah, that okay.
Just have him stand behind those 3 guys.
Man.
It's not a pocket, it's a triangle.
No,
it's the Bermuda Triangle. You may never see Tanny again.
Hey, I don't care if it's best available anymore. Like I won't, man. I'm going offensive lineman now.
I'm leaving.
Like we got go.
Ain't gonna get any better than that joke.
Hey, man,
for me,
that's it, dog. That's all you got.
That's all I got.
Dog, I'm going. I'm convinced. I was with Traylon. I'm with Traylon Burks. I'm cool with that. You know how I feel about Jordan Davis.
Probably.
He might be gone.
Quarterback
is solid. Man, dude, give me an offensive lineman, man. I'm straight. Come on, we've got to get this line intact. That's my new mantra. This defense nasty. Got to get this line intact, man. Or Tannehill, we ain't gonna have to worry about him throwing no interception. We're about to.
Can he throw interception from his butt?
Yeah, exactly. No. No, you cannot. It's gonna be a problem, man. Game is won in the trenches, and also for Derrick Henry. Like we can't leave that part out. Like we know who the cowbell is.
If you go offensive,
the cowbell.
I just let it go. I don't know. Yeah. That sounded right to me. If you go offensive lineman, I almost called you Trey. Why would I call you Trey?
Because you think Trey Smith.
Zion Johnson from Boston College. Kenyon Green.
I'm with him.
And who did Coach Mack say was the nastiest guy? Trevor Penning.
Yep.
North Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Linderbaum, people keep saying maybe as a possibility, and Coach Mack loves him, but you have a center.
You got a center.
And I know it's a similar situation in that maybe it's one more year for Ben Jones.
Right.
But I think that's more easily replaced, obviously, than a quarterback, which is the most focal point position in sports.
Correct. I just think you got to go. You got to go line. You got to go line.
Adam said,
what, Adam?
On YouTube, American history is my favorite.
Okay.
Adam also said, Brent, for those that don't know, can you explain what having the yips means when you were talking about Tannehill? And simply put, and I expounded on this early in the last season, but it's almost like a quarterback PTSD where he was getting hit so much and didn't know where it was coming from that he got really errant, like a golfer that can't hit the golf ball anymore. And he just had moments where he just couldn't do anything. And then he had other moments where he got hot. So, I mean, that's just kind of what Ryan Tannehill is. Does he have to be that this year? No. Can he be better this year? Yeah. But as we sit here in the offseason, I think it's fair to question what's going on at quarterback moving forward, for sure. And, I think QB1 is in town tonight. So maybe he's listening right now. What up?
And it's more about the fact that if you're in this situation, you are 2 games away from the Super Bowl. You do not want in 2 years to be going and relying on a rookie quarterback to be the potential guy to get you there. You need a plan.
You want Derrick Henry to be able to run past the line and get hit, not get hit in the backfield and try to get back to the line. Like,
that was a hell of a half-yard run.
You feel what I'm saying? Like
he's had those.
Yes, that's the problem.
Too many of them.
Bingo.
And he's still getting damn 2,000 yards.
Bingo.
Should have 3,000 yards.
See, you on something. You on to something.
I'm on something. All right, 3HL1045 is over. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. High interest rate credit cards starting to build up? Is it time to make some home remodeling projects a reality? Well, our average client received over $54,000 with a simple cash-out refinance. What would you do with an extra $54,000? Let's get the process started today. Apply online at thehomeloanexpert.com.
You know the best flooring people in town? Buddy Allen Carpet One. Check them out if you are thinking about a flooring project, or maybe you just want to talk with them about a potential flooring project. They're the best people in Nashville, locally owned and operated by the Allen family for more than 55 years. Zach, Jenna, and Judson Allen are in the store every day. I've known these guys a long time. They are great people, and they are the experts in the field. They'll be there every step of the way, including the installation. You get that turned over to another company with the big box stores, not with Buddy Allen Carpet One. They will be there through the installation, through every bit of the project. 2405 Lebanon Pike and Donaldson, 615-883-3289, BuddyAllenCarpet1.com.
Saturday is going to be a fun day in Music City. You can join the Nashville Predators Smashville Open House event this Saturday, April 23rd. At this event, you will have your first chance to pick your seats for the 2022-23 season. Plus, the open house marks the first time the Preds will give the general public the chance to purchase Stanley Cup playoff tickets for rounds 1 and 2. You definitely want to be a part of this. All fans can sign up for a chance to shoot on net and win 2 lower-level half-season tickets at this Smashville Open House event on Saturday. They are going to give some Preds dressing room tours, complimentary popcorn and Coca-Cola products, 50% off all other food and beverage, and you can save 30% off all Stadium Series merchandise at Nashville Locker Room. There will be inflatables, balloon artists for the kids, and then you can stay and watch the Preds Lightning game at the arena on Fang Vision. That starts at 6 o'clock, so don't miss your chance to secure seats for the 22-23 season and purchase your tickets to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Join the Preds Smashville Open House event this Saturday, April 23rd.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. The Oakland A's have had attendance problems. They're threatening to move. They want a new stadium. They're not going to get one, so they will move. Vegas has been mentioned. Nashville's been mentioned. Their announced attendance last night. Keep in mind, Will Bowling gave the Oakland A's his FU Aaron Rodgers deal this morning.
I heard it.
Over like 3,700 announced attendance the other day. Last night, 2,703. 2,703 people for a professional Major League Baseball game.
They better just stop coming.
A playoff team. This isn't like they're it's not like they're the Royals or the Pirates or anything like that. This is a playoff team.
Didn't they say they got cats running around though?
Oh, they've got that stadium has a ton of problems, which is the reason why the Raiders left, because Oakland never wanted to improve that stadium.
It's like the Astrodome. They say the Astrodome's still standing for some reason in Houston. They got like feral cats in there.
What is a feral cat?
That's a runaround cat.
It's like a stray.
Yeah, it doesn't have a home.
Runaround cat.
You ain't getting feral cats out of the Astrodome, man. Those things will get you.
What's the cats that don't run around?
Just lumps.
Lump cats. Like a lump on a log.
For example, the Nashville Sounds had the highest attendance in the minors last year. They averaged 6,721 per game.
Oh, wow.
Minor league team. 4,000 more than the A's last night. Per game.
That's tough. That's an average.
And the A's are trying to get a stadium down by the water so that they believe that it will help their attendance, but the city's not.
They could play in a van down by the river.
Yeah, they need to just come on down.
Well, they can with those fans because that's all it's going to be able to fit in there.
You guys into the MMA? Aljamain Sterling, the champ, the MMA champ. He told Barstool a story about Floyd Money Mayweather making a run at his girl. Listen to this.
He sent over his minions to try to pick her up. This was back in like 2016, I think.
Minions.
But I was still undefeated at the time. So he sent over a girl. No, I think he sent over a guy first. Told us to we can both come down. I'm like, man, I ain't stupid. Like, I'm gonna come over there. You guys gonna try to take her up and try to push me back, and then I'm gonna feel some type of way and be like, nah, I gotta create a scene. You're not about to punk me like that. Yeah. And he left. He came back with the girl. And the girl was like, yeah, no, really. He said, you guys can both come down. I was like, listen, I know how this movie goes. You could tell Floyd, he's undefeated in boxing. I'm undefeated in MMA. If we want to figure out what's the better sport, we can find out today.
Somebody's O has got to go.
Yeah, but I don't think they went and actually told him that. But I was like, yeah, I'm a big fan, but you ain't about to have me looking stupid out here.
I mean,
that was real.
He had the rundown in his head. Like, that's what's funny about it is like he figured it out real quick. This is how it's going to go down. It's not going to end well.
No, it ain't. He know himself, and he know I'm not going to put myself in this situation because then I'm going to be embarrassed. And no, I ain't going like that.
Because that's what would have happened. They would have both gone down there. They would have pushed him out of the way. It kept her in the inner circle.
Oh, no. See,
and he would have reacted.
Yeah, that ain't real. Good job, my man.
And then MMA fighter against boxer.
I think you lose.
Not in a ring, just boxing. That's a whole different deal.
Boxer loses that because there ain't no dodging. You ain't dodging this.
There's a reason why Mayweather got Conor McGregor to do a boxing match and not an MMA match.
That's right.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about a street fight, like in a club or something like that, that's when the legs get involved. And as a boxer, you ain't got that.
And it most definitely wouldn't have been one-on-one. So probably I ain't however you say his name, would have lost.
Eventually, yes.
Yeah, because you got some big dudes with him, I'm telling you.
But at that point, you're like, hey, man, why don't you let us go?
Yeah, they're going to say, nope.
We're going to protect our guy.
We get paid for this, brother. No, sir.
We were talking about Ryan Tannehill scheduled to be in town today for an event. Mike Vrabel and John Robinson met with the media today, and Vrabel talked about his communication with Tannehill.
It's the same every year, you know. I'm going to say that every head coach in the National Football League would like to have every single player there just because that's what we like to do. We like coaching players and enjoy doing that. Also very respectful of what they've done, where they're doing it, and hopefully as we work our way, into these different phases that we'll get, as many guys that want to come back that want to be here. I've had communications with Ryan. Again, as the head coach, I want every single player here. I would love to see that happen. Had communications with Ryan, and I'm comfortable where those are at, and expect him back here pretty shortly.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's what good coach
it
talk.
all makes sense, right?
Good coach talk,
Yep. John Robinson. I mean, Deebo Samuel's mama which is actually his stepmom, went on IG Live. She was talking about her grandbaby and stuff. But then it went viral for a few minutes, long enough for us to pull it and then use it yesterday in the 5 o'clock hour. And Slay went Dateline, NBC, Zapruder film, break it down. Hunk, stop the tape here. Yep. This is what was being said. So anyway, Deebo Samuel allegedly ends up in this video, just his voice, as he's talking on the phone. Sounds like he's on FaceTime with A.J. Brown, talking about all these deals. Well, John Robinson, he hadn't seen any IG videos.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about where we're at. I've talked to AJ's reps. AJ knows how we feel about him, how much he means to this football team, and I haven't seen any, Instagram videos or Snapchats or Vimeos or any of that kind of stuff.
Vimeos?
I don't know what a Vimeo is. J-Rob on a different kind of.
I love that he just had to point out that I haven't seen any IG videos.
Yeah. You haven't? That's what's up. Me either.
Maybe he hasn't. Maybe he just heard the audio of the video on 3HL yesterday.
Yeah. You phrase it any kind of way you want to.
Do we have time to play cut number 5? All right, John Robinson, they've talked with AJ.
Yeah, we've had some discussions with his reps. And when he was here a couple weeks ago, I talked to him, and working through that. Not going to get into any details with contract negotiations. Never have really done that. But we've made it public about how we feel about AJ and how we wanted to be a part of this football team.
Got to have the reps, baby. Got to have the reps.
I got to get some reps.
You do?
Maybe I have some reps and I just don't know it.
There you go. You got to identify these reps, man.
Oh, yeah. That's on me. Identifying the reps.
It is.
James on Twitter, feral cats will eat your face off if you corner them.
What? This is Resident Evil?
Mighty blow. Mighty blow.
What the heck?
All right, back at it. Friday edition tomorrow. Trash Talk Friday.
Cashville.
Tennessee at Florida in baseball?
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Get to you time on Twitter at 3HL1045. Thanks for listening. Have a great night. Good night. God bless.